thought you was in a race. This car won't see into some.
Does it? Blow me, I never would have guessed. You got any more brilliant ideas?
Flog it and buy a rickshaw.
Oh, do me a favour, will you? It's just cost me a fortune to get it fixed.
Ah, Brian Tilsley, was it? I'll tell you. He's mustard when it comes to yarding. He's your Brian.
Oh, don't worry, I'm the right sickness. No discount for family and a ropey job into bargain.
Well, let's face it, son, they don't make them like us anymore, do they? Warm and generous to a fault.
Too true. Dodgers and diddlers all over shop. Only t'other day I had a fair dinner runner. I must have a trusting face, mate. P.A. See ya.
See ya. There I now, John.
Hey, what's that racket? It's on fairgrounds with Dodgems going full pelt and got more peace.
No, it's just Ivy's new fella having trouble with the car and with the general mean spirit of the times.
Hey, Peter, look, I'm a bit short of readies. Till funds get through from Southend. How are you fixed for a fiver?
You know, do us a favour, I'm a bit skint myself, aren't I? It's your mother's birthday.
Oh.
Tell you what, though, if I were you, I'd pop down to the bank. You can do wonderful things with computers, you know.
Why, dead right. Jungle tom-toms tell no lies. Mavis is planning to move on and upwards.
Yeah, into management, so I heard. Before the knees buckled.
Head of distribution, no less. Still in stationery, but on the wholesale side.
Blimey, you must let me know if she lands it. I'll put her on my Christmas list. Hello, darling. Just been hearing the news. Is it in the bag or not, eh?
Oh, if you mean this position I've applied for, well, I don't know who's been broadcasting, but yes, I feel fairly confident.
Oh, well, you must give me your card. You know, a few gross of wage packets on the side. Could be something in it for you. See ya.
Ta-ra, love.
Be good.
Bye. Well, word gets round quickly, doesn't it? Suppose you told him about Derek.
I never said a word. He knew.
He knew that Derek had interviewed me.
Of course not. He knew you'd been after a job. Everybody knows.
Well, all right, they don't know about Derek, and I don't want them to know, all right? Because, well, I mean, it's not as if I'm going to be his girl Friday or anything. I shall be head of my own department. Has the post arrived yet?
Yeah, you'd no sooner gone to shops.
Anything for me?
No, just usual routine stuff.
Are you sure? Because Derek did say that...
Well, perhaps he'll ring. Or just appear and carry you off and have you counting pencils by a coffee break.
You can't take it seriously, can you? Because you can't think I could be head of anything.
Hang on a minute. Strikes me it's you that's getting a sudden attack of the jitters. Not 10 minutes since you were preening about all over the place.
I was not preening. It's just that, well, with Derek being involved, I thought...
You thought you'd walk it. Well, I think you will, and shall I tell you why? Because Derek Wilton knows you're a little grafter. A jewel of a worker will be a credit to him and that firm.
I see. I'm a cart horse. Well, thank you very much. Anyway, I should think in this case Derek will merely advise because, well, the final decision for a position of this importance will probably lie with the managing director.
Granted. But Derek Wilton must know by now which way the cookies crumble. You think at least give you a ring.
No, I understood that confirmation would come through the post, so... Well, it could be lunchtime, couldn't it?
Or tomorrow. Or the next day. Or the week after.
Fair enough. So be it. I can wait. I'll not crack if I'm not mithered.
Come on, Bran, hold your hand up. It's dog rough, innit? Even the fair's notice. Hey, has this car got bronchitis? You want to give it some cough mixture? I don't know what you're laughing at. You did the Fleming stuff, didn't you?
Well, I did what I could. But your carburettor's not exactly brand new, you know.
It's dead right, you know. In the miles you've done, the hammer a cab gets.
Hammer? Yeah, you know all about that when it comes to the bills.
Hey, don't start. You've had a cheap do, mate. I was letting you off with a 66-quid bill, and what do? You bum me 60, then trot out like you have a right. Talk about nerve.
Look, I can have a look if you're desperate.
Desperate? Of course I'm desperate, look. I'm losing brass hand over fist, look, come on.
Hang on, Kev. That job's promised.
Hang on, look. Half an heart. I've got a cab out there that's coughing and choking. Now, you've had 60 quid. I want something done.
Look.
Now, not next Preston Gill.
That might be a strip down, a big job. I can't just stop everything.
Oh, you're not reading me, kid. I don't want that cab off the road. I want it tuned up, rapid-like. I want the job that you've been paid for done properly.
Listen, you better get one thing straight, right? You may have married my mother, but you don't run this garage. Look, just leave it with me, and I'll look at it this afternoon. That's all I can promise.
Oh, no. Not if it's going to cost me, no.
Oh, we can talk about that.
No. Not just the brass, is it? I thought that because you were family, I'd give you the business and maybe send a few pals down.
Look, mate, be fair.
Forget it. In my game, you need a guy who knows motors. You need an outfit that's really geared up.
Did you hear that? You can't win, can you? I cut his flaming build down to the bone. Yes, I did, straight up, I'm telling you. Go on, have a big grin. Any road, there's no way you're going to be working his flaming cab through dinner, is there?
Why not?
You puddled? A young wife at home and Terry Duckworth back on the prowl. Ooh.
Oh, hiya.
Hi, Sal.
If it's Kevin you're after, you're a bit previous.
Oh, that's okay. I'll wait.
Oh, well, you better come in then.
Hey. Very nice, eh? Very cosy. Just you and Kev, eh? And Mrs. Ogden's old pad. All done up very tasteful. Mind you, I miss the Muriel and the flying ducks. Hey, is this where you curl up for them long evenings in front of the box? All safe and secure for the next 50-odd years, eh?
Is this just a social call, Terry, or have you come round for anything special?
Just being nosy, you know, seeing how the land lies.
You in, Sal?
Hi, Kev. Yep, table set. We've got a visitor.
What's this, then? I was told you don't come home dinners.
Yeah, well, I don't have a set pattern. But sometimes I crack on to come in the front door and nip round the back.
Hey, Webster, do you want a thump?
Anyway, besides coming round here stirring it and giving me grounds for a divorce,
Yeah, that'll be the day.
what are you selling?
My lifestyle, I'm bottling it.
Oh,
Sure, champagne Charlie and medallion.
Do you mind? These are love tokens, these are.
oh yeah, some tokens. Ooh, get that watch. They don't come in a cornflake packet.
Well, that's what you want.
Hey, darling, that socket spanner was great. And as for my new toothbrush...
Hey, no, seriously, though, the lady that got me these, I had to stop her. I mean, if I'd have gone, she'd have spent every last penny she'd got.
Yeah, including a pension. Go on then, Tyler. Go and get your bags packed if you fancy your chances.
Oh, yeah. Oh, would you still nip me that card, eh?
You just try it and find out.
Proper good, eh? Hey, how about it? I mean, I'm starving and there's now in our house. I mean, and me being boracic lint-like, till my funds get through.
Go on then, Terry. Sit down.
Hey, great.
Telling you.
Oh, it's my favourite, this.
I say, babe, it's this posh job you've landed. I'm dead jealous. No, honest, I think it's brilliant. A real breakout. I wish I had your initiative.
Well, I don't think so. What? I mean, it's if your face fits, isn't it, eh? It's who you know, not what you know.
Well, I don't agree. To my mind, ability and experience are increasingly valued in today's world.
Oh, come on, Mavis. Stop pulling our legs. The minute you walked into that interview room and saw Derek Wilton beaming all over his face, you must have known there and then that he cracked it, eh?
I knew nothing of the sort. You could have knocked me over with a feather. Anyway, I made it perfectly clear I didn't expect any personal help.
Excuse me butting in, but can I talk a bit of business with you, gents?
What sort of business?
My ex-partner in crime, you mean? I suppose he's got what people call the edge.
Oh, he's got that all right.
Yeah, he's more ruthless, too. Mind you, he didn't have many qualms. All that gold, he's conned it from some rich married bird.
Glitz from the Ritz.
Yeah. I reckon he sees himself in the big league. He's got us down as boring.
Oh, I can see that. I mean, look at him. Hobnobbing with the mini tycoon.
Any offers, eh? 100 quid.
Oh, quid.
90 then?
No.
80? Look, you're passing up a bargain here.
Yeah, I know it's class gear and a snip of the price, but I'm all right for watches at the moment. See you, fellas. See you. Let's have a look. If I offered you 70, would you take a cheque?
I need cash. Look, I'd accept 60 for cash.
Hey, just hang on a minute. Now, I'm not saying you're up to talk dodgy, but if money's going to change hands, I'd rather it didn't happen on this premises.
What are you moaning about? It was a gift. It's all up and above board, that.
Where's your proof of ownership? A gear like this can be traced, you know.
Yeah, well, I don't think I'll bother. You would have asked me to check anyway. See you.
Yes, see you, Alison.
Well, ta very much. He was biting till you stuck your oar in. I could have you for slander.
Oh, be so silly. He was pulling your leg. You're asking too much.
Why, what do you reckon I should be asking?
Oh, I see, 40-odd, and that'd be top whack. All right, I mean, maybe you did come by it, honestly.
It's legit, I'm telling you.
Yeah, but you didn't buy it, did you? So, I mean, whatever you get for it, it's all profit. Now, am I right?
Well, I've never been so embarrassed in my life. And you're to blame, Rita Telltale. It's all at your door.
What's to do?
Oh, never mind.
Never mind, never mind. You flounced in here half an hour early, flinging your insults about.
I couldn't have stayed in that pub another minute, even if I did have arrangements with Emily.
Oh, dear. Ale gone off the summer.
It had nothing to do with the ale. I don't drink ale, but Alan certainly was. Sniping at me. I suppose he couldn't resist it with the ammunition you'd given him.
Ammunition?
He knew that Derek had interviewed me. Now, who could have told him that but you?
I swore him to secrecy.
Oh, yes, I expect you did, on a stack of Bibles, no doubt. But let your precious Alan see a chance of taking a pot shot at me.
I'm sorry, but I still don't see it's that shaming.
Oh, Rita. For once in my life, I felt I'd impressed people. But if it becomes common knowledge that Derek's involved, well, it won't take long before the sniggering starts. Oh, no, she didn't get that position on merit. She got it because she's Derek Wilton's fancy piece. Oh, what's that?
It's a letter for you, come second post.
Oh, heavens, it'll be the confirmation. Oh, yes, look. It's got that little sticker on the back, the quill pen in the ink pot.
I know, I can see it. I'm not blind. I'll open the damn thing.
No. I think not, Miss Nosy. If you'll excuse me, I prefer to open my private letters in private. I may issue a communique later.
There we are, love. Thanks very much.
Thanks
Call
for the
again.
phone.
Oh, sorry. Hello, Emily.
Hello. I'm looking for Mavis. She's supposed to be in the Rovers.
Ah, well, she's supposed to be on duty behind this counter. Oh.
Where is she?
Up them stairs as far as I know.
I imagine she's heard then.
Oh, yes, without a doubt.
First there'd be sheer elation, then the jitters. Can I cope? Will I crack? How do I handle the stress? I mean, I'm assuming she's got the job. She did seem very certain.
Well, it's the Derek factor, isn't it?
Pardon?
Derek Wilton. He interviewed her. He's on the management of this firm she's applied to.
Heavens above. No wonder she was so confident. Oh, my word.
Snag is getting a job that's Derek's gift, so to speak, rather downgrades the achievement. At least that's the way Mavis is starting to see it.
She's not turned it down.
I have a feeling she might. And I have a feeling when the inquest starts, it's all going to be down to Machiavellian plots by yours truly.
Oh, surely not.
Look, she had news second post. Since then, she has been very quiet. And the mood you're in, I mean, she could be writing letters as of now, telling Derek where to stick his job. I've called up, but there's no answer. And I haven't had a chance to leave the shop. Emily, do you think you could hold the fort for me, just while I nip up and see?
Of course, by all means.
Oh, thanks. I won't be a tick. Right. Hello, love? Are you there? Oh, they've not had my dinner break yet.
Come in, it's not locked. Sorry, Rita, I know I should have relieved you, but I just don't feel up to it. I'll have to have the afternoon off. I need time to think.
Now, look, don't you think you're being a wee bit too sensitive about this? I mean, what do you care if folk talk? A good job's a good job. And they don't give them to dead legs. Even Derek Wilton's not that daft. You got this job off your own merits.
You're mistaken, Rita.
Oh, now, come on, Mavis, snap out of it. I mean, your interview had to be judged. And it weren't just Derek's say-so, I'm sure.
I didn't get it on the merits. Because I haven't got it.
Eh?
They've rejected me, read that. We regret you have not been found suitable for such a senior post.
Well, I'll go to the foot of our stairs.
I mean, it was bad enough folk thinking I'd got the job just because of Derek, but now
Oh, who'd want to work for him anyway?
Well, you've changed your tune. A minute ago it wasn't his say-so.
Well, he hasn't signed the letter.
Oh, obviously, that's typical, isn't it? He'll get some other minion to do his dirty work.
Oh, maybe it were out of his hands.
Oh, nonsense. He's probably planned the whole thing all along, Rita. Some sort of revenge. Oh, look, here's an application from Mavis. Oh, what fun. We'll lead her along, virtually promise her this wonderful job, and then we'll shut the door in her face. He's probably enjoying every minute of it. Rita, let's face it. I've been used. The whole thing's just been a pathetic charade.
Hello, what's this then? Dirty work at the crossroads?
You can't make a move here, can you?
Oh, I don't fret. I've got my BDI on you.
If you must know, I was a little bit short of the ready, so I've taken a couple of tenors, which I have signed for, as you can see. All right, my angel?
Well, as long as the bookkeeping's in order, but you were in funds this morning. What have you been spending it on?
Hey, that's Terry Duckworth's, isn't it? He showed it to me. Well, he soon started flogging his stuff.
Alec, you've not fleeced the lad.
He were broke. I did him a favour, nobody wanted it.
No wonder it could be pinched.
No. Hey, no, it's not pinched. Look, there's an inscription here. To Terry, love Pam.
Yeah, you see. Sherlock Holmes to my Tinker.
No, it was Sexton Blake who had Tinker. And as for that inscription, he could have had it put on in Woolies.
Why, she knows all the dodges, doesn't she?
Well, I don't think Terry's that clever. Anyway, this could easily be changed. To Bet, love Alec.
It's a man's watch.
I could strap it round my ankle.
This is silly. In any case, would I give the light of my life second-hand goods?
Tell you what, now changes round here, except for the worst. I mean, look at you, all day under a jam jar. And when you get home, I bet little Sal gets a cosh out.
Go on, run me down. I still wouldn't swap you.
Curly's in the same boat. I mean, you both want bucking up. I mean, you'd be taking up bowls and applying for allotments next.
Hey, never's not a bad idea.
Well, you never go out these days, only you talk. You know, men only, or was it the stag night and that's it? Oh. All right, Brian?
I do. You packing up, Kev?
No, not yet.
Are you here on business or are you just nattering?
Well, I've got the limo parked outside. You know, the ashtrays are full. Thought we could do a deal, but better try a posher outfit.
You do that. And while you're at it, get your shoes sold in here.
Oh. Remember, you prisoners of marriage, you have nothing to lose but your chains. See you, slave.
Hello.
How do, Ivy?
Ah, he looks well, doesn't he? Still, devil takes care of his own. Look, Brian, I've had to come round. What's all this saying about you and Don having words? It's been mithering me all afternoon.
Dashing round just for that.
I should think I have. Don reckons you've not done a proper job.
That's rubbish for a start. He seems to think I'm his personal mechanic, like he's got shares in the place. I offered what I could, but he got high-handed.
Yeah, well, he reckons you ought to charge him again. The bill he paid didn't include discount, and there were VAT on it, Brian.
The charge VAT, I'm registered. As for the discount, I don't know what he's moaning about. I'm the one that should be moaning for the way he acted.
I don't know, I suppose I'm old-fashioned, me. You see, your daddy'd do out for folk.
But Dad wasn't in business, was he? Come on, Mum, I'll show you the books.
Rita, is Mavis available?
Oh, aye, she's anybody's. Dangled the prospects of a good job in front of her. That's it.
I must say, Rita, even for you, that's very unfair.
And what was your letter then, eh? Answer me that. Rejection out of the blue, that's what that was.
Look here, I'm not here to bandy words. I understand your concern, but I'd rather make my explanations to Mavis.
Why didn't you make them yesterday, then? Or this morning, before the letter arrived?
I needed time to consider. There's the professional aspect, and then obviously there's also a personal aspect.
You never miss a chance, dear. I'd call you smarmy if you weren't so flippin' obvious.
Excuse me, I didn't ask Mavis to apply for this job. The fact is, I see that as fate.
And you didn't have to interview her either. Or almost said that she got the job. That wasn't fate. That was leading her up the garden path. That's what that was.
Mavis is never far from my thoughts, and I did see her application as fate. So if you don't mind, I take it she's upstairs.
I'm sorry. And anyway, you probably get the clock at your head.
I'm prepared to be shot at. At least I've not done the cowardly thing and just rung.
Well, I've had my orders. Mavis is seeing nobody today. Least of all, you.
I've got a call from my cab about 8. He's just been on the blower. So, maybe I can make a few bob tonight. You'll be all right, will you, love? Only I might be out late catching the club trade.
Well, I said we call it Rovers and have a drink with Vera, with it being a birthday, and there Terry having come home. I mean, you've not met him yet, have you?
But I tell you what, I'll give you a walk up then after tea. Say hello to Terry, give Vera a kiss, and then be off to business.
I called Sir Brian straight after work, you know.
All right.
Yes, he reckons you're a bit high-handed with him, Don. Says you never gave him a chance to take a second look, like.
Look, I explained all that. I can't afford to hang about waiting for him.
Oh, and as for the bill, well, he claims he's already knocked something off.
Well, I've heard that before.
Ah, but he had, though. He showed me the books. He should have been over £70. He reckons he's nearly £20 out of pocket.
Oh, so it's me that's done him now, is it? Look, all this arithmetic is beside the point. He's made a muck of the job and he won't admit it.
He would if you give him half a chance. To my mind, you're both a couple of hotheads.
Ah, Don, just a fellow I want to see.
Don? Don, come and meet Mr. Good Luck here. Don, this is Terry. Terry, this is Don.
Haven't we met?
I don't think so.
Yes, we have to now. You got in my cab and then nipped out again a bit sudden like.
No way.
Come on, son. I could spot you anyway. I recognise the jewellery, don't I?
You let anybody in this pub. I mean, where do you get these head cases from?
Hey, don't get lippy. You and me one fair. I could get the line.
Your word against mine, pal. Try it. You'd have no chance.
A right hard face, have we?
Cut it out, the pair of you. It's not fight night.
Cool it, Don, cool it.
They didn't take a swing at me. You not land a punch on me.
Hey, keep that shut, mouth almighty. You've only been on 10 minutes and it's war.
I don't understand all this, Don.
Look, he's the guy who did a runner, isn't he? The one I told you about.
You what? Is this right?
It's a load of old cobblers. He's got it in this character of a bloke with expensive jewellery.
Look, cut the aggro, the pair of you, or I'll have you through that door.
Oh, no, I'm going before I really lose me rag. The people you know.
Oh, come on, Terry, lad, you might be a bit dapper, you're not thick. Why don't you have some gumption? Own up and say you're sorry.
Just stood there shaming me. You're a disgrace. Why don't you pay the man? He's my mate.
Wasting your time. He hasn't got it in him. Come on, love. Let's get on his backs. I've had enough lumber for one day.
Here I am, you little ray of sunshine.
Hey, not going already, are you? What's to do? Why don't you ask your precious son, Vera?
Who is it?
It's me,
Who's me?
Derek. May I come in?
No, you may not.
Oh, please, Mavis. It's beginning to rain. I've not fetched an umbrella.
But I'm sorry, Derek, but I never want to see you again. I've just had about as much humiliation as I can take.
Mavis, believe me, that job wasn't for you. Can't you see? Fate didn't throw us together for that.
I can't hear you, Derek.
Open the door, then.
No, I've told you no.
Mavis, please listen. The job you applied for is nothing to what I feel I can offer.
Oh, personal secretary, I suppose. Little Miss Fetch and Carry. Well, you can just shut that letterbox and push off.
Oh, Mavis, face it. Our paths are linked. Fate has taken a hand. We can't ignore that.
Oh, yes, we can.
It's destiny, Mavis. Can't you see that?
Derek, I'm not listening. I'm not hearing this now. Will you go away?
Mavis, just allow me one thought. Something for you to sleep on. I'm offering you marriage, Mavis. Matrimony. I want you to be my wife.
Hey, John, I'm glad I've seen you. Now look, this misunderstanding between you and Artery, you know about his fare?
There was no misunderstanding, Vera. He hopped out of my cab without paying and did a runner. Now, I don't call that a misunderstanding.
Well, Frank, then. Look, let's get it settled, eh?
Look, put your money away, Vera. My quarrel's with him, not with you.
No, come on, let's get it settled here. There's £10. Here.
I told you I don't want it.
Oh, come on, Dan. She's only trying to make it straight.
Here.
Take the money.
Look, give us £3 then, Vera. Come on.
Are you sure? Look, are you sure that's all it was?
Look, it wasn't the money I was bothered about. 3 quid, 300. It wasn't the money. It was the stroke he pulled.
Oh, give over. It were only a bit of fun. Anyway, you and Arthur is straight now, so there's no hard feelings. It's a nice lad when you get to know him, you know.
So, anyway, he said the reason he'd come round was to explain to me why I hadn't got the job.
Well, that's typical of Derek, isn't it? I mean, he lets you down, then tries to make out it's your fault.
Anyway, I wouldn't let him in. I mean, he was knocking on that door and begging me to open it, but I wouldn't.
Good for you.
So anyway, the next thing is, he proposed.
He what?
He asked me, would I marry him?
You joke.
I am not, Rita. I wouldn't joke about a proposal of marriage.
Oh, just a minute, mate. Hang on. I thought you said you didn't let him in.
No, I didn't. No, he proposed through the letterbox.
Through the letterbox?
I mean, it was crouched down, I suppose. I mean, whether he was actually on his knees, I couldn't tell you because it was quite dark. But anyway, he asked me to marry him.
And you told him to take a running jump. Hey, you did tell him what he could do, didn't you?
Well, I didn't say anything much because, I mean, I was just that taken by surprise. And then he just asked me to think it over and he went.
What's to think over? The man's bad news, always has been. You've had nothing but trouble ever since you knew him.
Rita, don't need you to tell me Derek's shortcomings. I mean, nobody knows them better than me.
True. What's all this singing? What are you so cheerful for?
I feel cheerful. I mean, well, you're bound to feel a bit bucked up when you've been proposed to. I mean, didn't every day of the week somebody ask you to marry them?
Hey, now, Mavis, you're getting me worried. I mean, you did tell him to get knotted, didn't you? I mean, you didn't for 1 minute seriously consider that daft proposal.
Well, Rita, in all fairness, and I know Derek's never been particularly fair to me, but, well, I do think he should be the first person to hear my decision. Don't you?
Hiya.
Kev. Hiya. Chief on toasty for your dinner.
Oh, you've not made it yet, have you?
No, I've just this minute come in.
Good, only I've got the Rovers to meet Terry. I'll grab something there, okay?
Oh, but I thought we could have something together here.
Well, I just said I'll meet Terry now. He phoned the garage. He said he wanted a quiet word.
Well, what about?
Well, I don't know, do I? I'll see you after.
I bet he wants to borrow money off you.
There's no chance.
You'll not get it back, Kevin, if you borrow it.
I just said them, there's no chance. Where's
Hiya.
she? It's Sally you're after?
Yeah.
She's in there. Sally, it's Shirley.
Right.
Ta-da.
Hiya. That flipping Terry Duckworth.
What's up?
I'm just having a drink in the Rovers with Curly, and he swaggers in, slaps me on my bottom, and says, "Hey, you, get back to the kitchen. The men want to have a talk."
Oh.
And Curly just stood there as usual. So I thought, right, we can get on with it.
Oh, Kevin's just gone down there now to meet him. I
That's
was
fine.
going to make us a bit of dinner here and all.
It's typical.
Shall we go down there, Shirley, and find out what's going on?
No, leave him. They'll only moan. Anyway, I'll get to know off Curly. He tells me everything. We don't have any secret.
No, neither do me and Kevin. At least I think we don't.
Tell you, lads, I'm getting away from here in a day or two.
You've only just come home.
So what? So I fancy a farewell do. A good booze up.
Tonight?
Yeah, a night to remember.
Yeah, why not? The girls were as game for a good night out.
What girls are you on about?
Sally and Shirley.
You, Wally, we don't want any wives or constant companions spoiling this, do we? Want a night to remember. Or if we get lucky, a night to keep stum about.
Yeah, but why does it have to be tonight?
Well, why not?
It's a bit short notice, that's all.
Oh, blimey, don't tell me you're under the thumb already. Got to get 3 days' notice in writing.
No, do I heck?
Well, Curly is, and he's not even married to it.
Under the thumb, me, no such thing.
Right then, so we're all set.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Well then, if Kev goes and grovels for his late night pass.
Look, I can go out any time I want.
Yeah?
Yeah.
He actually had the nerve to ask you to marry him.
Yes, but it must have taken a lot of courage on Derek's part because at the time I was very angry with him.
He's every right to be angry, Mavis. When I think how that man has used you over the years.
Yes. Still, it's nice to be asked. I mean, I think a woman treasures certain memories, doesn't she? And a proposal of marriage, I mean, it has to rank high when you get to the golden eventide of life and look back over the turbulent years, as it were.
It all depends who the proposal's from.
Oh, yes, that's true. In a way. still.
But you did give him his marching orders, I take it.
Well, I didn't really get a chance because I was that taken aback. I didn't say anything very much.
Oh, Mavis.
Kevin, have you got a minute, love? I'd like a word.
Sure.
He's not with you, see.
No, he's finishing the job off. He'll have his dinner when I get back.
Listen, has he said off this morning about that bust-up between him and Dom?
Not a word. But I don't think you've anything to worry about, Mrs. Tilsley. I reckon that's all forgotten with, if you ask me.
Hello?
Oh, there. I happened to be passing, so I thought I'd stop off.
Oh, yeah?
I haven't come for a row, you know, if that's what you're thinking.
Good. Because I've got a lot on my plate and I'm not in the mood.
Yeah, well, you're not the only one. Only, I have to say that I thought you were out of order, telling your mother that I was twisting you about that repair job.
I didn't tell you were twisting me. I said I'd already shaved a lot off the bill, which I had, and you were trying to get even more off, which is true enough, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, as far as it goes. But the vital fact you missed out was that it was a botch-up.
According to you.
According to anybody, it was a botch-up.
Look, if you'd have just walked in and asked me nicely to have a look at it...
Well, that's exactly what I did do.
Oh, no, you didn't. You walked in all high and mighty. Look, I thought you said you didn't come in for an argument. Now, I'm sick of this. If you're that stuck for money, I'll give you the lot back.
Who's stuck for money? I'm not stuck for money. Here. If you didn't think I paid you enough, here. Now you got no more grounds for moaning.
I'm not the one that's doing the moaning.
Yeah. Well, you're the one who went crying to your mum.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Bye.
Bye.
What a colossal nerve that man has.
Oh.
Who do you think? Derek.
Oh, you're not still harping on that, are you?
I am, yes. I mean, I look at you and you've been all radiant and girlish all day. And why? Because a dead leg like Derek's asked you to wed him.
Well, it's a compliment, Rita.
It's not a compliment. It's a liberty. Anyway, he's not entitled to ask anybody to marry him. He's already married. Well, he is, isn't he?
Well, technically, I dare say.
Never mind technically. He's a married man.
Well, he's getting a divorce, though.
When?
Well, I don't know. I don't know why you're cross-examining me, Rita. No, why are you getting so worked up about it?
I get worked up when I think of all the emotional hoops he's had you jumping through over the years. The man's bad news.
Look, I told you, I don't need you to tell me Derek's shortcomings. I've no illusions about him anymore.
Good. So when he puts his sheep's head round that door and looks at you beseechingly, you are going to tell him what to do, aren't you?
Well, like I've said, I think Derek should be the first one to hear my answer. I mean, there is a certain etiquette about these things, or so I've been brought up to believe.
You're exasperating me today, lady. You know that, don't you?
No, Rita, I've been meaning to say this to you for some time. I don't think your nerves are all they should be. I think you could do with a tonic or something. I'll go and make a cup of tea, shall I?
Hello, Mum.
All right. Hey.
What's brought you round here?
Oh, don't mind me. I'm just going. See you now.
Yeah, see you, Kev. Hey, listen, mate, enjoy yourself.
Yeah, you. See you later.
See you.
Look, I didn't want to say anything in front of Kevin, Brian. It's about this upset between you and Don.
Mum, I'm just sick of hearing about this now.
What are you talking about? I've only mentioned it once.
Not just you, it's Don as well. He was round here this dinner shouting the odds about the repair job we did for him. He threw money at me in the end. I don't know his flaming money.
It's gone far enough now, Brian.
Well, don't talk to me about it. Talk to him. He's the one that started it.
I don't care who started it. I want it finishing.
Get him in, Curly Top.
Hey, why is it always me that gets the first round?
Oh, don't be so miserable. You won't have to do it when I've gone.
Yeah, that'll soften the blow. 2 pints, please, Gloria.
What do you mean when you've gone? You're not off on your travels already, are you?
Itch your feet, darling. I mean, what is it to keep me round here, eh? Now, if there was a nice-looking girl made it worth me while to stop, could be you if you played your cards right.
When are you leaving?
He won't tell us, so we're having the farewell flash tonight, just in case.
Well, Flash, tonight. Come here, lad. I want to word with you. Have you had a word with your mother about you leaving?
No, she'll only start grizzling and groaning. Look, it'll be easier all round if I just gently slide away.
Oh, it'll be easy for you. It'll be chip and flaming throwing time for me, won't it? She'll swear blind. I've thrown you out.
Tough, Dad.
No, listen. It doesn't matter about me. I don't mind. Just think about your dear old mother, eh? If you just vanish, she is going to get hurt. Very hurt. And then about 5 minutes later, I am going to get hurt, so play the flaming white man and tell her.
Look, I've got too much on my mind. Look, I'd like to help you, but it's all these financial worries I'd probably forget, you know.
Tenner, will that help your memory?
It could do.
Now listen, when you tell her you go in, will you tell her how nice I've been to you and how I begged you to stop?
Give over. You don't get much for a tenner these days, you know.
Roundup of the rules. I'll ask Brian and David general knowledge questions. £10 for each question.
So where do you reckon you're going to be going anyway?
I don't know. Round a few pubs, I suppose.
Terry Duckworth's idea of a good night out, that, isn't it? A pub crawl and then he'll drag you off to a grotty nightclub somewhere.
He happens to be a mate.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you think so.
Oh, what's wrong with you? You used to like him at one time.
Yeah, well, if that's what you think, Kev, you don't understand the first thing about me, do you?
Look, he happens to be a mate. He's leaving, do, and I'm going.
Who's stopping you? You go, you enjoy yourself.
Look, that's probably Terry and Curly. Now, whatever you do, don't show me up, eh?
Me show you up? Yeah, that would be a novelty, won't it?
Yeah, well, you know what I mean. I just don't want him ragging me about being MPET, you know? Yeah, I'll just get my jacket.
Hi, Sal.
Hi, Sal, what are you watching?
I'm watching nothing.
Here, don't worry about young Kev. I'll look after him tonight.
He can look after himself, thanks.
Oh, like that, is it? See you in the doghouse already, Kev.
Time we was going. I'll see you later. All right, see you, Sally.
Kevin.
What?
Have you got your key? Because I'm going to be in bed when you get home.
Hey, you can't be bad, Kev. Few pints, fish and chips, and the little wife waiting in bed for you when you get home.
Then don't bother waking me up! Go through, Derek.
Right. I was getting quite worried. Well, I thought something must have happened to you.
No, I'm perfectly all right.
I've been expecting to hear from you all day. I mean, considering I put to you a highly important question last night.
Now, just a minute, Derek. If you mean what you shouted through the letterbox.
It's because you wouldn't open the door. I wasn't going to raise that, Mavis, despite my feelings about it, but since you brought it
There
up...
you go again. You've not been here for 2 minutes and already you're trying to put me in the wrong.
I'm sorry, Mavis, I'm sorry. It's overwrought nerves. I honestly thought, considering my proposal of marriage to you, that you would have rung me at the office today. I mean, it's the tension, you see, waiting for an answer. I'm walking an emotional tightrope.
So you were serious then?
Serious? Of course I was serious. It's not something I would joke about. Not after my experience of the married state, believe you me.
Well, I just couldn't be sure, you see, in the circumstances.
Oh, you want me to go down on one knee? That's it, isn't it, Mavis? Very well, if that's what you want, so be it. Mavis, marry me.
Oh, do get up, Derek. I mean, it's all very well saying marry me, but you're already married.
Not for much longer, Mavis. The divorce is all in hand, it's all going through. And the day I become a free man, Mavis, I want you to become Mrs. Wilton. It's a tremendous compliment I'm paying you, Mavis. Because after the hell I've been through with Angela, not many men would have the stomach for a second go. I mean, not that I mean I'm taking a risk with you, Mavis, no. It's just, you're very different from Angela. And she was a willful, passionate woman.
I can be passionate too, you know, Derek.
Oh, can you?
Oh, yes. In fact, in the past 24 hours, I felt very passionately about you. In fact, if I'd opened the door to you last night as you wished, I might just have felt passionate enough to strike you.
I don't believe that for a moment, Mavis. I know you better than that. Violence isn't in your nature.
Not as a rule, no. There have only been 2 or possibly 3 occasions in my life when I felt passionate enough to strike somebody. But each time, Derek, that somebody was you.
I see. I see. Well, I take it that's your answer then, Mavis. Very well. I shan't waste any more of your time.
Sit down, Derek. I haven't even begun to answer your proposal yet.
Brian, what are you drinking?
I'll have a pint, please.
Look, grab a seat. Do you want to have a look?
Yes, Hey, yo. What you been doing to Arthur? Have you been upsetting him?
No, I've never said a dicky about it.
Well, Shirley reckons he's gone out with his mates on a farewell boozer.
Well, that's not my fault.
So he is going then?
Well, he did say something about princess.
Well, he never spoke to me. Not a word. Have you been getting at him?
God's honour, Vera.
You lying toad. I've heard you calling him for not bringing any money in house. Well, I'll tell you this. If Arthur does go, your bags will be packed for all.
It's one pack I'd be glad to leave behind.
Have you been a naughty boy again, Jacko?
Hey, you never learn, do you, Jack? Eh? Biggest mistake you could ever make, that, coming between a mother and her son.
I'd like to come between our Vera and her breathing, if you must know.
Good health.
Cheers. Right, now, you lads are going to stop this arguing, aren't you? Because I hate it when there's bad feeling in family.
Well, there's no bad feeling as far as I'm concerned.
Same here. Don, look, I didn't really want this, you know.
Oh, no, look. If you reckon that I didn't pay enough, I'd assume you had.
It wasn't the money. Bring the cab in tomorrow and I'll take another look at it.
Well, I've got it sorted out now. I mean, I can't afford to be off the road, you know.
Can we talk about something else? Whose is this money, anyway?
This is.
Look, Dylan, you have it. Our Brian don't want your money.
I might have known you'd take his side.
Eh?
Emily, what would you like?
Oh, that's very nice of you, Alan. A medium sweet sherry.
Right. Yes.
I'm glad I've seen you, Rita. Just worrying about Mavis and if she's done anything silly.
Well, all I can tell you is by the time we shut the shop today, Derek Wilton had not been near. I'm very glad to hear it. Thought you would be.
It beats me what made this season, Derek, you know. Mind you, I'm often baffled when I see some of the blokes that women put up with.
Are you including yourself in that lot?
No, of course not. I'm one of the few good ones, but it does include Derek. What a wally he is, eh? Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers.
You see, Derek, when I look back on our relationship over the years, all I see is a long catalogue of disappointment and frustration and heartache.
There's an old proverb, Mavis, that tells us the course of true love never did run smooth.
Well, if it really was true love, Derek, why did certain things happen? I mean, we were engaged to be married, the wedding was fixed, and you backed out.
So did you, Mavis, so did you.
I'm not trying to deny it, but it's not me suggesting we try it again, is it? It's you.
Yes, it is, very definitely.
Well, just tell me why, Derek.
Why?
Why you want to marry me.
Well, isn't it obvious?
No, it's not. And even if it was obvious, I'd still want to hear it.
I'm not very good at that sort of thing, as Angela never tired of pointing out. But if you want to know, I think we suit each other. We're a pair, Mavis. I think we were intended for each other by fate, or whatever you like to call it.
If fate intended us for each other, why has it taken us all this time?
Well, if I knew that, Mavis, I'd be a rich man.
You see, I'm always being advised to have nothing more to do with you.
So I'm well aware your friend Rita doesn't understand me.
Oh, Rita reckons she understands you all too well, but it's not just Rita. All my friends say I shouldn't bother with you.
See? See? Well, that's what you think of me.
What I think is that you've treated my feelings in a very cavalier fashion over the years, Derek. You knew I was fond of you and you've exploited that. Well, I'm not a puppet on a string. You can't just play with me like a toy and then get bored and fling me into a corner of your life till the next time.
I know, Mavis, I know. I'm a swine. Men are. It's that Casanova streak in us. We flit from flower to flower till finally we see what fools we've been. And it's too late. Well,
Where are you going?
out of your life, Mavis, once and for all. I shan't trouble you again.
You haven't had my answer yet
What answer?
to your proposal.
Oh, I thought I had. I thought you made it perfectly clear what you think of me.
What I think of your behaviour in the past and what I feel about you as a person are two completely different things.
Oh?
I just had certain things I wanted to get off my chest. Well, now I have. If you still want to marry me.
I do, Mavis. I do.
Well, all right then.
Mavis?
I think we can be happy, Derek, despite everything, and just so long as we're sensible and we don't pitch our expectations too high.
Mavis, you've made me the happiest man on earth. Would it be all right if I kiss you?
A woman doesn't always want to be asked, Derek. Sometimes she just wants to be taken.
Kev?
Still up.
You'll be back as soon as this.
Yeah, well, I left Terry and Curly still at it in the club, didn't I?
You didn't have to come back early if you didn't want to.
Oh, no. I'd seen her come home.
Oh, I'm sorry I was rotten with you before. Not gone off me, have you?
Of course I haven't.
You know what it is, don't you? It's just that I'm just madly in love with you. You've got scent on you, Kev. What have you been doing?
Nothing.
You reek of perfume, you know. That's not mine. That's not your aftershave
Look,
either.
that's Terry's fault.
Terry,
that.
how can it be Terry's fault? You've got lipstick on your neck and it's on your shirt and all.
Look, I went in the gents and when I come out, everyone started singing, "He's getting married in the morning."
Yeah.
Because while I was in there, Terry told everyone it was my stag night. And this woman come over, she must have been about 50-oddish. Well, she just started mauling me. Well, where are you going?
I'm going to bed. On my own.
So I've had to expect the same tonight as well.
Expect what?
You know what, the deep freeze treatment.
You want a happy little sunbeam? You came home to the wrong house last night, Romeo.
Steve, Sally, all this because you've got flaming overactive imagination. You should be writing books, you'd make a fortune.
Oh, I see. So I imagined all that yucky scent on you, did I? And that revolting lipstick. I just imagined it all.
No, it was there, and I told you how it got there as well.
Well, tell me again.
What for? You won't believe me.
Tell me.
We're in this pub, I goes to the gents, and when I come out, this big fat woman comes over and plonks a kiss on me. 'Cause Clever Bun Duckworth has decided how it'd be a great laugh to crack on, it's my stag do. They all start singing, "He's getting married in the morning." I have a couple more beers, say me good nights and come home. End of story. Well?
I don't believe you. How old was she?
What?
This woman.
I told you that as well, she was over 50.
Well, there's some very attractive women over 50, actually. There's Joan Collins and Elizabeth Taylor and Sophia
Phyllis
Loren.
Pearce and Betty Turpin, and every single one of them's after me body.
Are you sure that's all that happened?
I was home by midnight, wasn't I?
What if she hadn't been fat and 50? What if she'd been curvy and 20?
Well, happen I'd still be there, wouldn't I?
Oh,
Three centimetres to the right. Them lemon sherbets. They want to be 3 centimetres to the right, and the humbugs want to be half an inch left. If we are aiming for perfect symmetry, which for some reason known only to God and Mavis Riley, apparently we are.
Oh, Rita, you're getting your metric and your whatever inches are inch it mixed up.
Mavis, have you started early on cooking, Sherry?
No, I do have something to tell you, but I just been trying to find the right words.
Hey, if it's good news, never mind the right words. Any old word will do.
It is. At least I think it's good news, but I don't know whether you'll think it's good news because it's a subject we've tended to have different perspectives on in the past.
Derek.
He came round again last night.
And presumably you told him what to do with his proposal.
Oh, well, I didn't make it easy for him. Oh, no. I told him how our relationship in the past had been one long catalogue of frustration and heartache, how he'd let me down and hurt my feelings, and he'd exploited my fondness for him. In fact, he'd manipulated me just like a puppet on a string.
Good girl. And then you told him what to do with his proposal.
Well, people change, Rita. Situations change. I mean, nothing stays the same.
Derek does.
No, I think I've finally made him see the error of his ways. And I think we can have a future together.
You've never actually gone and said yes.
See? I knew you would react like that. I expect that's what they're all saying. Oh, that silly woman, maybe she's gone and made a fool of herself for the second time. Well, that's just something I have to learn to live with, isn't it? I mean, it's a small price to pay for having a future to look forward to.
You always had a future to look forward to.
Yes, an empty one. A very sad one. I mean, solitary walks and solitary meals, talking to Harriet, talking to myself, being a permanent spare part at other people's family Christmases.
I never knew it was that bad.
No, well, neither did I till Derek asked me to marry him, and I began to think what being a wife would really mean.
Even Derek's wife.
Look, I know everybody thinks it's a joke, but deep down he really cares about me. And I care about him. I mean, I must do. I've said I'll marry him, and this time I will, Rita.
Yes, I'm sure you will. And I hope you'll be happy. I do.
Well, I'm going to try. We both are. I mean, we won't get a third chance, will we?
I always wanted a big family, you know, 3 kids at least.
Get away, Vera. It took you all your time to drag one up.
Well, 3's no more trouble than 1, you know. Besides, I always wanted a little girl. Girls help the mums, don't they?
Oh, that's not my mum's story.
Anyway, it never happened. Mind you, it wasn't the one to try and get.
Oh, is that why your Jack's always so worn out?
Hey, listen, the lucky taught you. There's only one thing worse than having a kid and not wanting one. That's wanting one and not being able to have one. Still, I've got Art to hurry home for a bit, and God bless him.
You're not the only one who's glad he's back. I just saw Mandy Turner in the loo. She went half quizzing me.
Well, she's not it to bother. He'd have no to do with that scrubber if I know him.
Oh. Oh, Emily, can you ask the boss if I can have a word?
Hey, what about? MYOB.
Oh, thank you.
Any good?
Well, it's certainly cheaper than Morris's, that's for sure, but whether their delivery's as quick remains to be seen. Anyway, I've given them a small trial order. See how they shape up.
Thanks. Oh, Shirley'd like a word.
All right, wheel her in there. And what's the matter, Shirley? 8 hours too long, pay too low, holidays too short, the chair's not comfy enough for your bum, is that your problem, eh?
Actually, it's Curly. My boyfriend.
I know Curly is, you don't have to tell me. If you've got any problems, don't come to me. The name's Baldwin, not Rayner.
He's doing business studies at college, and he has to do this thing called a dissertation based on a real business. Well, he wonders if he can do it here.
I'm glad to know he thinks this is a real business. Anyone looking at you lot would think it was a play group.
Well, he'd be very grateful, and he'd be no bother.
No bother snooping around asking questions. How can he be no bother?
He's very quiet, is Curly. He'd just get on with it. And it's very important to him, Mr. Baldwin, to his career.
What career? All he's chalked up so far is ex-bin man and ex-hawker on his CV.
Right. Which is why he's determined to make something of himself now. And he's got the brains to do it. All he needs is a bit of help and encouragement.
All right, I'll think about it.
Look,
I said I'd think about it.
See, you and Jenny's back at school again. Lucky thing.
Lucky thing. I didn't think you were that fond of your school days.
Neither did I at the time.
Well, there's not going to be any picnic. It's A-levels this year. Just hope she buckles down, that's all.
Oh, she will. She's got her head screwed on as that one.
Hasn't stopped her pulling some daft stunts in the past, has it?
Well, she's changed a lot, though, hasn't she? Especially since I moved round here. She was just a kid. Now I sometimes feel she's older than me.
Listen, I sometimes feel she's older than me.
But she's grown very attractive as well, hasn't
She's
she,
all right.
Jenny?
Who's this then?
Nobody I want you to get your clutches on, lad.
Me? I'm a right little cigar lad when it comes to women. Well known for it.
Yeah? Well, just keep away from my daughter, eh? Otherwise you might get your lance spent. See you.
Bye.
Well, some people would, eh?
Some people have cause to worry where you're concerned.
As if we'd go anywhere near his spotty little brat.
I'm talking about the stroke you pulled last night. It's his stag night. Girls make the most of him.
You what?
Oh, don't come innocent with me, Duckworth. You've set Kevin up and he's explained everything to me.
You mean, how he got the lipstick on and all that?
Yeah, how he got the lipstick on and all that.
And you believed him?
I do because I trust him.
Glad to hear it.
So just don't try mixing it again because it won't work.
I'll try and remember that.
Anyway, I thought we'd seen the last of you. I thought that's what last night was all in aid of, your famous farewell do.
Well.
Or was that just another one of your tales?
Come to think of it, seeing how much excitement I bring into your drab little lives, I might just decide to stick around a bit longer.
Yes, I told him I was polite as pie.
Yeah, but did you explain what it was for? That I've got to be business management studies?
No. I told him you were setting up in opposition against him and wanted to know all his trade secrets. Of course I told him what it was for.
And?
Well, you know him. He gave his usual feeble cracks and said he'd think about it.
I haven't got that much time.
Listen, love, I've done all I could, short of leaping over the desk and twisting his arm in a double Nelson.
Well, if I see him, shall I have a word?
Well, it can't do any harm, only don't drive him mad with it. You know how tricky he is. It's one quick sarnie has ordered. Oh, you're always in a rush, you.
Well, what did he say about work expanding to fit the time available?
You wind up with an ulcer, you know, if you gobble your food down.
I wish I always had a million things to do.
It's only sorting out council work, you know, love. It's not exactly the United Nations.
Yeah, but at least you've got an interest in land.
Oh, sure. Drains and dustbins.
And the rest. I had a brain once, you know. Must be the size of a shriveled up pea by now.
Oh, rubbish.
Well, pouring pints and dodging Duckworth isn't the most stimulating way for a grown girl to spend her days, is it? And to think I once wanted to be Mother Teresa.
Oh,
Hiya. Well. Thought you usually favoured the flying horse.
Yeah, well, I fancied a change, didn't I?
Have you met Curly? This is Mandy. She works in packing.
Oh.
Hello, Mandy. Can I get you a drink?
Oh, I'll have a lemonade shandy, Tom.
Excuse me.
Oh, is that your chap? He's a little love. I like his hair.
Vera's son wouldn't have anything to do with you coming in here, would he?
Terry, why does he come in here? You don't say. Hey, kid, do you reckon he will come in? Oh, he's something else, he is.
He's a bad one.
I know, I like him like that.
Oh, well, hey, looks like your looks, eh?
Plastic wrap. Ordered a catering pack last week and we've run out already.
Oh, dear.
Oh. For me? Oh, Derek. Oh, thank you. They're lovely.
Not half as lovely as the recipient.
Oh. Oh, Gail, I'm sorry. I know you're in a hurry, aren't you? No, not in that much of a hurry. Phyllis can cope. Only, oh, Derek, can I tell her?
Tell the world. I'm a proud man.
Well, it's just that, well, we've got engaged. Again. Well, congratulations. Again.
Rita, I know you won't mind me whisking my fiancé off for a celebratory lunch.
Be my guest.
Well, I'll just go and make myself respectable.
Yeah, don't be too long, dear. I booked a table at Antonio's for 1:15.
Ah, heck, he's pushing boat out, isn't he?
Would you very much mind, Derek, if we went to the Rovers instead?
Hey, you crackers, girl. They do a cannelloni I'd kill
And
for.
it's dead romantic. I know, and it's ever so thoughtful of you, Derek, only... Well, I'd rather go to the Rovers, if you don't mind.
a situation there I have to face. And the sooner the better. Not be a tick.
Better cancel Antonio's flower. Once she's made up her mind, no budging her.
I know. She can be a little tiger at times, can't she?
I reckon.
Hello, has my wife been in, Betty?
Oh, she's been a gone. She said to tell you she'll see you tonight, but she had to dash.
For a change. Hello. Half a bitter, please.
Hey, what's she doing with him?
He's a grown man now. You can't watch every girl that he chats up. At least she's not married like last one. Gloria, will you bring us 2 hours on our table?
Yes, of course.
Oh, I'm that glad that you're back, Terry. I always fancied you before, but I was too shy to say out.
Well, I don't bite, kid.
I'd not mind if you did. So what are you doing tonight then, Pet?
I thought you said you were shy.
That was before, it didn't get me nowhere. So, how you fixed then, Mother?
Oh, well, night out with the lads tonight, ain't that right,
yeah,
we could go.
I don't think so. Last night was enough.
Sorry, mate.
Try, mate.
Yeah.
So, what did you get up to last night?
Ruffled a few feathers in the dovecot.
Like stirring trouble, do you?
Makes life more interesting.
Oh, I'm not criticising. It's one of the things I like about you. You're not dead boring like most of them.
Game for a bit of excitement then, are you, Mandy?
Oh, I am that kid. You only live once, eh?
Well, I'll have to see what I can organise.
Well, I'm glad you're here, Ken, because I want to place an announcement, and I wonder whether you'd advise the Gazette or the News.
Not advise the recorder myself.
Yes, well, of course, I would come to you first, but I think the Recorder doesn't carry an engagement column.
No, not as yet. Why, who's getting engaged?
We are, me and Derek. Now, we're the first to admit that in the past we've had our difficulties, but we're now looking forward to a future with
Every confidence.
Oh, yes. Thank you, Derek. You see, we are a team.
Oh, well, congratulations.
Kevin, are you in?
Kev?
Hi, sexy Sally Webster at your service.
Oh. I'm sorry. I thought this was my husband. Can I speak to Kevin, please?
I'm sorry he's not here. I thought you were him. Who's this?
Just a friend. I'll call again later. Draw.
Hey, you're dead rotten, you are.
Nothing of the sort. You just said you were a friend. You didn't say you were having a raging affair with him.
I suppose not. So what were it all in aid of then?
Marriage guidance.
You what?
This mate of mine.
Kevin?
Yeah, not been wed long. She's already taken him for granted. You know how women do.
Oh, I wouldn't, Terry.
No, well, she has. Magic's gone out of marriage. Sad.
When I get married, every day will be like another honeymoon.
So if she thinks there's another bird sniffing around, she'll pull her socks up. Make more of an effort. Not like the old green-eyed monsters to get the spark rekindled.
So really, you're doing him a favour? Oh, I think that's dead sweet. You're not the villain that they make you out to be. You're more of a cuddly teddy bear. Come on.
Has the couple signed you up to give the bride away, have they, Al? Or do you think they'll pick that professional best man, Wacko, Jacko, Duckworth?
Looks he's welcome to it. Having no to do with it. It was me that had to tell everybody that it was off last time. Wasn't it, Emily?
Pardon? Mavis's wedding.
Oh, that catastrophe. Don't remind me.
Well, be reminded whether you like it or not, because they've just announced the return bout.
What?
They're engaged again. Or is it re-engaged? Ms. Mavis Riley and Mr. Derek Wilton are pleased to announce their re-engagement.
Well, surely she must have told you. You're her closest friend.
Thought I was. Who else knows?
Just about everybody, I should think. I mean, they announced it in the pub over dinner.
I see. Well, so much for friendship. Still, if I was planning to marry Derek, I wouldn't exactly go boasting to me about it.
Heck, somebody spot it.
Well, I shouldn't think it'll faff Mavis too much. I mean, if anybody's on cloud nine, she is.
Yeah.
Ta-ra.
Bye. And if anybody's not on cloud nine, it's you. What's up, love?
Nothing. Anyway, they were all very nice about it. They shook our hands and wished us well. Oh, and there was me worrying they'd say what a fool I was. Well, it just shows how wrong you can be about people, doesn't it?
Mavis, are you completely stupid? Do you never learn from the tears of the past?
So you've heard about me and Derek?
I have. Via various third parties.
Oh, yes. Well, I'm sorry. I couldn't tell you myself, but word just sort of spread. You know what they say about good news?
Good news? Committing yourself to that dreadful man again after all he's put you through?
No, he's changed, Emily. Ask Rita.
Oh, aye. This is Derek Wilton Mark II, the new improved version. And you get 20% extra. You've not seen his waistline lately.
I think he's learned a lot from his horrible involvement with Angela, and he's learned the value of having a decent, loyal, unselfish woman in his life.
He said that?
Well, more or less. Anyway, I've got faith in him, and I've got faith in our future. So I don't need to justify myself to you or to Rita or to anybody, thank you very much.
What girl?
That's what I'm asking you.
Yeah, well, what's her name?
She didn't say. I swear.
Yeah, well, how the hell do I know who she is if she never said what her name was?
Perhaps you don't even know her name. Perhaps things got so hectic last night you never got round to asking her.
And you said it's got out to do with last night.
Oh, come on, Kevin. I wasn't born yesterday. You go out on your Todd, you come home late, reeking of scent with lipstick all over you, and the very next day an attractive woman happens to phone you up.
And how do you know she's attractive?
Because she sounded it. Can I speak to Kevin, please?
Listen, Sal, I don't know who it is and I've never met her.
How do you know you've never met her if you don't know who she is?
Hey, it comes to something when even she can get a fella.
Oh, now, come on, love, and now don't be jealous. I mean, do you want Derek Wilton tonight?
Not gift wrapped in £50 notes.
I'll go in.
That's the answer, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right, I'm getting these, my shout. Our little treat, isn't it, Mavis?
Oh, it's no use arguing with him, Helen. He can be very masterful when he wants.
I wasn't going to. A pint, please.
Right, a pint. Now, Rita, Mavis, I think I know your tipple. A vodka and tonic, sweet sherry, correct?
Correct. That's another lovely quality, as he always remembers the little things.
Well, let's hope he remembers the big things, like turning up for a wedding this time.
Mr. Baldwin, have you had a chance to think about it yet?
Think about what?
Well, Shirley asked you if I could do my business research studies at the factory.
Oh, yes, so she did. Serious stuff, is it?
Well, it's not a school kids project. It's my future we're talking about here, Mr. Baldwin.
I doubt that very much. In my experience, what you learn when you're studying bears very little relevance to what happens to you when you get out there in that big bad world. But if it's any use to you, then...
Oh, thanks very much, Mr. Baldwin. It's very much appreciated.
Now, hang on a minute, son, hang on a minute. I haven't finished yet. I don't want you making a nuisance of yourself and holding up production. And I don't want you chatting up the birds. Do you understand me?
Mr. Baldwin, you've got a deal.
Isn't this nice? Just the four of us. Well, we'll have to have lots more foursomes when we're two proper married couples, won't we, Alan?
That's lovely.
In fact, you and Rita must be our very first dinner guests after we're married, because a little bird tells me you're very fond of liver. Am I right?
Mavis, hasn't Derek got something to see to before you start discussing menus?
What?
Well, like the little matter of a divorce.
Oh, no, it's all in the pipeline. I can assure you that as a man of honour, I would never have asked for Mavis's hand if my freedom hadn't been in sight.
Of course you wouldn't, Derek.
Look, Sal, for the last time, I don't know any girls, I don't know who it could have been, and I don't know what the hell's going off.
Well, that makes two of us.
Look, Sal, if I had met a girl last night, do you think I'd be daft enough to give her my own number?
Oh, so you've already got these moves worked out?
Answer me, would I?
Maybe not. But that's not to say she couldn't have got it off one of your mates if she was keen.
Oh, forget it if we're going to start talking flipping fairy stories again.
Oh, so we're back to my famous imagination, are we? Well, let me tell you this, Kevin Webster.
This shirt with lipstick on is not my imagination. That girl phoning up here is not my imagination. I might not be super brain, but I'd have to be an absolute idiot not to put 2 and 2 together and come up with an answer, which in this case is blimey monkey business.
So, for all of you out there who are stuck in one of those traffic jams, and for all of you who aren't, here's climbing fisherman.
I'm going.
Bye.
Look, Sal, what do you expect me to do? OK, some girl phoned up and asked for me. I don't know who it was, you don't know who it was.
And she just happened to phone you after your famous night out with Terry Duckworth.
Well, that's it.
What?
That's who would have put him up to it.
Terry?
Well, it's got to be, hasn't it?
But what would he do that for?
Because he'll find it funny, he's like that. I mean, why didn't he tell you how the lipstick got on my shirt?
No, you say you got it on your shirt.
Oh, all right, forget it.
Oh,
forget
Kevin, how can I know that? How can I be sure?
Because I'll go and drag him in here and make him tell you.
But I still wouldn't know he wasn't just covering up for you, would I?
Well, then you know, because it's what I'm telling you. Me, your husband. Now, either you believe me or you don't.
Yeah, all right.
What? You believe me?
Yeah.
Was he kissed then?
What do I have to do that for?
To prove it. If you believe me, you'll give me a kiss.
Call me.
Yeah, no, but start early down at meat market. Do up there. I don't think you'll be in time for today.
Oh, well, I'll see if they're out for tomorrow.
Ah, well, good luck then. I'll keep your fingers
Yeah.
crossed. See ya.
Ta-ra. Aye, thrown it out, has she?
No, thanks to you. Why didn't you tell her what happened in the pub the other night?
Well, I thought she might not have understood. I haven't got much sense of humour, have they, these women?
And you have?
That's why I'm so popular.
Yeah. And does this sense of humour stretch to getting some bird to ring me up as well?
Is that what happened?
Yeah. Only I wasn't in, was I? So Sally answered the phone, didn't she?
Very careless is that, Kev. You want to be more careful. Use a false name.
Oh, Terry, I don't know what sort of game you think you're playing.
What?
Well, go on, carry on, play it. Because it's not going to get you anywhere. Take someone a lot cleverer than you to mess things up between me and Sally.
You see, basically, Mr. Baldwin, we start by trying to understand how a company interacts internally and externally, such as markets and your suppliers. Yeah. And then we take all this information along with your controllable management variables.
My what?
Controllable management variables, such as production control. Every firm has its own method of production control.
Yeah, that's me sitting in this office keeping an eye on those girls. And every so often, going out and shouting at them.
Yeah, well, let's take cost and control. You must have some method of keeping your costs down.
Well, that's me again. If I see them wasting material, I'll go out. And I'll shout at them again.
I see. We see, what I'm trying to do is to analyse each individual component and how they interact within the general framework of the company, which I'm sure you'll appreciate. Yeah. Well, let me start by asking you this. What would you regard as the main objective of your business?
To make money.
Yes, but let's try to be more specific, shall we? Taking into account the capital invested, what would you regard as an acceptable level of profit?
As high as I could get it.
Yeah, but what would you regard as an unacceptable level of profit?
Well, anything that wasn't as high as I could get it.
Yes, I see.
But what's it all in aid of when he's done it?
Well, it's part of his course. He has to do this dissertation thing. And, well, he gets like a grade for it.
Well, I could write a dissection on this place. In fact, I could write a book on this place. Only thing is, nobody believes me. They say we're making it all up.
Well, I'm surprised that Baldwin's agreeable to tell you the truth. He's not usually one for doing aught unless there's something in it for himself.
Well, Anthony thinks Curly can find ways of improving his business for him.
Only thing needs improving round here is our wages and his temper.
Now, if we take cost control and divide these costs up into labour costs, administration costs, sales...
Look, Curly, son, I'm a simple businessman. I haven't got the brains for anything else, and you know what's worrying me, don't you? I might be wasting your time, and I don't want to do that.
Oh, no, 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 Mr. Baldwin, you are not wasting my time.
Ah, but I think I am now. The person you want to see is Emily. You know where her office is, don't you?
Yes, but if we sit down and talk about
No,
it...
you see, the reason you've got to see Emily is because she's cleverer than me, and she won't waste your time like I'm doing.
Mr. Baldwin, that is very, very kind of you.
It's the least I can do for you, son.
Okay, have you named the day yet? Or,
No, oh, well, we know when we'd like it to be, but, well, Derek should have been going to the registry office this morning. I mean, we thought registry office rather than church, because he will have been divorced.
Yeah, well, as long as you end up getting married, what does it matter?
You mean as long as we end up getting married this time?
Oh, no. Well, this time, any time. Yeah, right, well, fine.
See you, Kim. My, Miss Mavis, you're touchy today.
I suppose they're all thinking that. I mean, they're bound to be.
I suppose it's what they might think at first.
Yeah.
But then when they think second, they'll think, how nice. How nice it is all going to have a happy ending and they're going to get married after all.
Do you really think so?
That's what I think.
Well, thank you.
So, next person that congratulates you, don't be so quick to jump down their throat.
No. Oh, I know what I wanted to ask you. Well, Derek wanted as well. Wondered if you'd be a witness at our wedding.
I'd be delighted.
Oh, and Alan, here's another one I wanted to ask.
Ask what?
Well, Derek and me wondered if you and Rita would be our witnesses at the wedding.
I said we'd be delighted.
Oh, yes. Mavis would be delighted.
Well, we hope to have a definite date by this afternoon.
Just tell me and I'll put it in the diary. Perhaps, second thoughts, perhaps I just better pencil it in, eh? You know, just in case, anything...
You mean like last time?
Well, I'll give you a shout if hope comes up, but they haven't been taking anybody on for a while.
Their privilege.
Anyhow, be seeing you later then.
Well, hang on. Can you do us a favour?
What?
You see that shop?
Yeah?
It's just a joke, this, on a mate of mine, so there won't be any comebacks and out like that, you know.
What though?
So, you'll be all right for an hour, will you?
Yeah, we could do with a bit more change.
Oh, I'll nip round to the bank when I've had a bite.
Oh.
Hello, love. How's that lovely family of yours?
They're fine, they're just eating a lot, that's all.
Well, that's how it should be.
Yeah, well, you would say that, wouldn't you? I can leave a list, can't I? Only I'm in a bit of a rush with having left Phyllis at the cafe on the way.
Of course you can.
I'll be back about tea time.
Yeah? Spooky. Did you see her? The bird behind the till? Small with short blonde hair?
Yeah, she's there, but...
Never mind the others. Just go in there and say what I told you. Go on.
Can I help you?
Is your name Webster?
Yeah.
Husband's Kevin Webster.
Yeah.
Then just tell him from me to keep his rotten hands off my girlfriend, all right? And I won't be warning him again.
Could you leave the shop, please? Because I'm just going to have to close it.
Well, you know, that's what I'm going to do.
There you are, love.
Cheers, thanks, Mr. Robert. Oh, you're welcome. Hello, Deirdre. What you having?
Oh, well, I've half a lager, please.
Half a lager.
Hi, Kevin.
All right.
Yep.
How's things down at town hall these days? Have they got any better since I left?
Well, if they have, I'd hate to think what they were like then.
They were like a lot of squabbling kids in the playground.
Yeah, hasn't changed a bit. And how about the shop? Have things got any better there since my day?
Hey, now you're trying to put me on the spot, aren't you?
As if I would.
£1.60, love.
Well, all I'll say is this. I was very fortunate with the choice of staff before, and I'm equally fortunate with the choice of staff now.
Oh, well, I'll tell her that.
As long as she don't want to rise.
Hey, steady on.
Thanks, mate. You were in early today.
Well, actually, I'm escaping.
What, from your past, you mean?
No, from Curly. He's doing a dissertation on me.
Sounds painful.
We don't speak the same language. I speak English, he speaks business studies. Still, I managed to foist him off onto Emily.
Oh, well, I don't know what she's done with him because Emily's over there with Mavis.
Well, where's he got to?
So, what you're saying is that because the marriage didn't happen last time, I shouldn't expect it to happen this time either?
No.
Oh, well, I expect everybody's saying the same thing, taking bets on it, I shouldn't wonder.
No, what I'm saying is, both you and Derek must put what happened last time out of your mind.
Emily, I'm surprised at you setting yourself up as an expert on marriage. Because after all, the last time you were married, it was to a man who was already married to somebody else. Oh, I'm sorry. Look, you're making me say things I shouldn't.
Well, perhaps we'd better talk about something else then.
Yes. Well, I thought you'd have rung by now. I mean, it was supposed to be going to the registry office this morning.
Mr. Baldwin.
Oh, yeah, Curly.
I was just taking the opportunity to look over the factory's aspects, you know, while it was quiet over lunchtime. Great. Yeah.
Curly, Mike was wondering where you'd got to.
Can I have a pint of bitter shandy, please, Gloria? And can I get you anything, Mr. Baldwin?
No, I'm all right. Don't want any more, thanks.
Well, I wanted to ask you your policy on raw material stock.
Really?
Yeah, well, several questions, really. I was wondering what attempts you make to reduce the different types used. And how do you monitor obsolete and unused stock? Oh, yes. And have you considered you might be purchasing in uneconomic lot sizes?
Go on, I will have that drink after all. Make it a large one, will you? Expensive.
Kevin, I want to talk to you.
What's wrong? Never mind what's wrong. Who's looking after the
locked
shop?
it.
Well, you shouldn't have locked it.
Are you coming, or do I have to say what I have to say to you here?
I'm coming. Better go.
Oh, would you credit it? Bang goes my dinner time again.
Count yourself lucky. You could have whatever problems it is they have.
So he said, tell him from me to keep his rotten hands off my girlfriend.
Yeah, well, he must have got you mixed up.
No, he said, is your name Webster? And I said, yes. He said, your husband's Kevin Webster.
Yeah, and did he say who he were?
No.
And then he said?
And then he said, tell him to keep his rotten hands off my girlfriend. This is his last warning.
I don't get it.
No.
I don't.
Well, I'm supposed to believe that, am I? Like I believed it when he told me how you got lipstick on your shirt. When I believed it when he said you didn't know the girl on the phone was.
Oh, come here.
Get away from me!
Look, Sal, I don't know who this girl is. I don't know who the fella is. But I can tell you who put them both up to it.
We're not back to that again, are we?
Terry Duckworth!
Oh, come on, Terry Duckworth. Then it started raining, you'd say it was because of him.
Well, it's got to be. I mean, what else?
What else? What else? Is it you've been seeing another girl? That's what else?
No!
And it was her that phoned here, and it was him that came in the shop. And all you can do is just stand here and lie about it. Well, I don't believe you. And I don't believe you as long as I live.
So what do you want to know? I mean, me and Ida can tell you lots, can't we?
Vera, it's not us he's studying. He's studying the way the firm's being run.
Yeah, you see, but sometimes personal relationships can play a major role in a firm's overall performance.
Well, they're doing here. There's plenty of personal relationships in here.
And there's a spare one knocking about.
Thanks, Miss Armitage. You see, what I wanted to ask you is when problems arise that need discussing, how approachable do you find management?
You first.
Well, I suppose Mr. Baldwin's generally available.
Yeah, he never listens, though. You might as well talk to a brick wall. And I'll tell you something else. All goes wrong in here, it's always our fault. Never mind, it might have been his idea, or the machines weren't maintaining. It's always our fault.
Oh, which, of course, it never is.
Are you writing this down?
I can remember it.
Well, I'll tell you something else to remember and all. Our working conditions are rubbish, total rubbish. There's folk working in salt mines in Siberia won't put up with what we have to put up with.
Oh, you, to be up, she ain't writing this lot down.
Why am I telling the truth? This is stuff he won't learn in college, this is.
Why did I ever let him in?
Because he wanted to be helpful,
I did.
which was a very kind thought.
Well, do us a favour, will you? If I ever get any more kind thoughts, phone a psychiatrist. Get him to put me into one of those institutions where I can't do myself any more harm.
Oh, well, hello, could I speak to Mr. Wilton, please? Thank you. Hello, Derek. It's me. Oh, I'm fine, thank you. And you? I was just ringing to see how you'd got on at the registry office this morning. The registry office, Derek. You were supposed to be going there. Yeah, well, I dare say you have been busy, but I would think with something as important as this, you could have found 10 minutes somewhere. Look, I'm not being unreasonable. Anyway, I think I'm perfectly entitled to be unreasonable. Look, I'll have to go. I've got somebody in the shop. Oh, yes, well, it was nice hearing your voice, too.
And how's life treating you then, Mavis?
Oh, in its usual fickle way.
Yeah?
Yes, raising me hopes one minute and dashing them the next.
Shame.
Do you want to buy that newspaper?
Just looking to see if there's any jobs.
Oh, right. Well, it'll cost you 20 pence.
Yeah, I thought it were you. I saw you going past.
Oh, hi. But look, I've only got 15. I have to owe you 5.
Well, I'll make a note of it.
Terry, I want to ask you something. You know that phone call you got me to make the other day?
Yeah?
To somebody called Webster? Is that her that works in corner shop opposite factory?
Could be. Why?
So were it you that sent that lad in this dinner time?
Look, I don't know what you're on about. Let's talk outside, shall we? See you, Mavis.
Bye.
$2.28.
Right. Now, how busy is that husband of yours these days?
Why?
No, I just think I need to take my car in for a service, you know.
I should think he's very busy one way or another. How much did I say that was?
$2.28, I think. Hello there.
Is the order ready, Sally? Can't you see I'm in the middle of serving somebody, Gail?
Hey, there's no need to go flying off the handle.
I'm sorry. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye. Bye.
I'll see to Gail's order now. I think it's time you're off anyway. I'll be with you in a second. Hey, now listen. I know you and Kevin have had a bit of a barney. Now, I don't know what it's all about, and I'm not asking, but don't bring it into my shop. Get it settled somewhere else. Don't take it out on the customers. Oh, look, I didn't mean to... I think the best thing you can do is get yourself home. I'll see you tomorrow.
Mrs. Webster, my name's Mandy Turner. I work across at factory. Only I were in here this dinner time when that fella come in and, you know, said what he said.
So?
Well, it weren't true. He were only saying it 'cause Terry Duckworth told him to. You see, I know Terry. Or at least I thought I did. But anyway, I saw him this afternoon. He admitted it. Oh, and I'd better tell you. It were me as made that phone call the other day, which I know was stupid and I'm not proud of it. But, well, Terry made it sound harmless. But it wasn't, was it?
Right. I'm off now.
Didn't miss out this afternoon, did I?
Nothing of major importance, no.
Oh, I thought you and Derek were supposed to be fixing a definite date for this.
Supposed to be.
Oh.
But in terms of Derek's priorities, our marriage obviously doesn't rank very highly because...
Mavis, Rita.
Derek.
I have an announcement to make. Mavis and I are to be married 3 p.m. November the 9th, 1988.
We are.
I've just come from the registry office. Caught them as they were about to close their doors.
Oh.
Spurred on, I might add, by your phone call, Mavis.
Well, I just rang to check developments.
You did right.
Now, I think a little celebration is in order, so I've brought a bottle of wine. Nice little white, nothing too heavy.
Derek, how lovely. Well, you go on up to the flat and I'll be up in a minute.
Certainly.
You know where the corkscrew is?
November 9th, 3 o'clock.
Will you come and have a drink with us, Rita?
No, you don't want me.
Oh, yeah.
No, I'll go home and me and Alan will have a nice little drink and we'll wish you all the luck in the world.
Oh, well, thank you. November 9th, it's not far off, is it?
No, it isn't, and there's a lot to do. I mean, for a start, Derek will have to make sure his divorce has come through, won't he? Right, love.
Kevin?
Yeah?
I want to talk to you.
Go on then, talk.
There's been somebody else.
Oh, I don't believe this.
A young woman.
Yeah, well, whatever she said, she was
And her
lying.
name is Mandy.
I've never heard of her.
She works at the factory.
I've still never heard of her.
And she knows Terry Duckworth.
Yeah?
Mind you, if you say
Oh, what did she say? Go on.
She said that I've got the loveliest husband in the whole world. And I must be an absolute idiot ever to have doubted you.
What? She said that?
She said she was the one that made that phone call and Terry had sent that other lad.
Like you said all along, I'm going to kill him. I'm going to find that Duckworth and I'm going to kill him.
I don't want you killing anybody, Kevin. This is my fault.
No.
It is because I didn't believe you.
Yeah, well, I can understand that.
So, Well, I want to make it up to you. Well, that's if you're going to let me. Will you let me, Kev?
Depends, doesn't it? Depends what you've got in mind.
So is this wedding of Mavis going to happen this time? Or is it going to be a fiasco like last?
Well, Mavis thinks it's going to happen. She's asked me and Rita to be witnesses.
You've not said you will, have you?
Well, we didn't have a lot of choice, really.
Oh, you wouldn't catch me. Not after last time. I was the mug that had to tell everybody it was off. It'll likely be your job this time. Do you want to sit down?
I'll get him, Kate. Oh, on your own then, are you?
Only because I choose to be.
Yes, love. Can we have 2 lagers, Betty,
You
please,
can,
love?
yeah.
So then, have you had a look found the job then? No, I haven't, have you?
Not a lot.
No, bring along one soon, and me and his dad have seen he don't go short in meantime, aren't we, love?
Yeah.
Well, I am, anyway. Oh, I hope your mates are here now. You won't be on your own, will you?
Ah, it's a young couples, and what's on the agenda for tonight, then?
Evening, Terry. What's everyone having?
Can you lend us a fiver?
Yeah, of course you can. Hiya, girls.
Here.
Ah.
These are on me. What do you want?
No, don't want a drink off you.
Kevin, you promised me.
Oh, I'm just saying I don't want a drink off him. In fact, I don't want nothing to do with you.
What's got into you then, Webby?
Because I'm just sick of your clever tricks, aren't I? I'm sick of you trying to mess up my marriage.
Hey, yo!
Can't take a joke, can you, eh?
Yeah, well, if you call that a joke, you must be sick. You must be sick in the head.
Hey, can we have less shouting? No.
Yeah, well, any more jokes like that and you won't be laughing, I can promise you.
Oh, let's go and sit down.
Oh, I am scared. Shaking in my boots, I am.
What were all that about?
No, I don't know. There's some funny folk about, especially round here.
2 pints of lager, 2 halves of lager, please, Gloria.
Don't I get one?
If you want my honest opinion, Terence.
No, not really.
Well, I thought what you did to Kevin and Sally was bang out of order.
I'm always trying to bring a bit of excitement into their lives. You'd think they'd be grateful.
It will be like that, but I'll tell you something. If you're thinking of staying round here, I'd start building a few bridges instead of destroying them.
Puss. Oh, come on, Sally. So I stirred things up a bit. I never thought you'd buy it. Hi.
What were all that about? Not telling more tales, are you?
I just said hello, and I got the cold shoulder. It's becoming a routine.
Well, it's no wonder, is it? Dirty trick you played on them, telling her Kevin had another woman.
I did him a favour. The poor lad was henpecked. She'll be all over him now she's had a fright.
Look, you're being silly-hearted, and you know it. OK, you played a joke on them, and it went too far. But saying sorry won't do you any harm.
Come on, Lightning, where's that flaming marmalade? The toast is going to be like leather.
But never mind your belly. Shouldn't Artery apologise to the Websters? I'm right, aren't I?
Apologise. The Avaki could have cause. I reckon he should crawl.
You can stuff that. If people haven't got a sense of humour, they can please themselves.
Oh.
Love the lad we've raised, don't you reckon, eh? Takes after his grandma, I think.
Oh, shut up, yo. You're like the rest of them round here. You won't be happy till he's gone.
I suddenly woke up, you know, all of a sweat. And it were Alf. Doing what? Snoring, love. What do you think?
Oh, excuse me. Mavis upstairs, is she?
No, she's gone to the wholesalers.
Oh.
It's the man of the moment, isn't it? Mavis is intended. Congratulations. You get my gold star for effort, you two.
Pardon?
Well, it's the second time I'm asking, isn't it? I mean, I admire a person who sticks to the job, doesn't let a bit of flightiness put him off. Us swingers, we're our own worst enemies, you know. When's the big day?
Oh, early in November. The 9th, if all goes to plan.
Oh, well, all the best. Hey! I expect an invite to the wedding. If not, you get a bill for a new hat, eh?
Any messages?
Oh, yes. Yes, there is, actually. I've got to rush down to Luton. Maybe away for a day or two. It's a sales thing. I've been pressed into service.
Right. Well, I'll tell her.
Rita, I hope you don't think I'm being, well, touchy, but I'd be more than thankful if I could find some way out of your bad books.
I'll bet you would. And I'll bet you're working on it, but it's not going to be a Bobby's job.
There you go. Everything I do is a deep-laid plot.
You're a flanneler, Derek. Now, come on, admit it.
I'll admit to persuasive. I'll admit to considerate. Oh, be fair, Rita. Would you rather I was sharp-tongued and domineering?
I'd rather you were genuine, certainly as far as Mavis is concerned.
I've put my cards on the table. I've named the date. I'm prepared to be put under guard, as I'm sure Mavis is.
You two would give the SAS a slip. It'll be just like last time. All this fuss, and when it comes to the plunge, you'll back off. I'll lay money on it.
Not this time. This time there'll be no disappointments, no heartbreak, no letdowns. I can't speak for Mavis, but my life's been a nightmare since that dreadful day. Marriage to Angela has been a terrible lesson. I want stability, ordinariness, the little humdrum things of life. Believe me, Rita, from now on, the most important thing in my life is Mavis.
Excuse me, I'm going home now, Cheryl. I'll see you at dinner time.
All right, love, I'll fix some chips.
So hang on a minute, Curly. How's your report going? Will we be getting a little read of it, like?
Well, I doubt it. You see, it's more for me tutor at college.
Oh, it's growing now, isn't it? He's been up till all hours. He's got words in there as long as a bus.
You see, I've been doing it in stages, you see, like production methods and marketing. And then there's various subsections, like labour relations and working conditions and so on.
Oh, eh? What were you doing poking round at ladies' bog? Do you know I nearly clocked you with a low brush?
Well, I did wedge the door open. See, that comes under working conditions.
Get away, it's underwater most days. Anyway, how about Baldwin? Is he getting a peep?
What a lady.
The report, you tater.
No, you see, that's not the form. You see, you have to be very objective. You have to look at this place in the cold light of dispassionate assessment.
Oh, well. How does he like his dictionary, Shirley? Fried boiler on toast.
Oh, he's got all the words. We might live on buttons, but the language of Shakespeare and Milton is ours for now.
Ah.
I hope this will be another one of Terry Duckworth's surprise callers.
Well, we've had the girlfriend, we've had the boyfriend. This is probably Boris Karloff now, playing the father. If he's got a shotgun, don't let him in.
Hiya, Lo.
Oh, hi.
I'm sorry to bother you. Can I come in?
Well, we're having our dinner at the moment.
Well, it's not drastic. It's just that, well, I prefer to talk in private.
Well, you better come in. Kevin is Mrs. Duckworth.
Oh, sorry.
Look, I'll not be long-winded about it. I know Hattery ought to be ashamed of himself, and believe me, he is. It's just that he hasn't got gumption to say it.
Oh, so he sent you instead?
Oh, no, lass, no, I've come off my own bat. But believe me, he does know he's been silly.
Silly? It was more than silly, it was spiteful. And it weren't just off the cuff either. That were all set up. Did he watch Candid Camera when you were a lad, or what?
Look, I'm not making excuses for him, lass. It's just that I don't think it's sunk in. Not sunk in, really. You know, that you wed and not just courting.
Well, it was still stupid, and we don't want him round
No,
here.
it's not as though we're holding a grudge against you, Terry. It's just, well, you'll tell him married couples just don't mix.
Fair enough, love. It's just that you're shunning him, aren't you? I don't want you shunning him. He'll get off again, won't he?
Mrs. Duckworth, if you knew how I felt after that phone call, and then that idiot came in the shop.
Look, listen, lass, you might have a son of your own one day, and... Well, I've said my piece, so I'd best go.
Mrs. Duckworth, we're not shunning him. We just don't want to be part of his group anymore, that's all.
Sally's right. It's just not the same scene anymore. I mean, I should have twigged. I feel partly responsible, you know, egging him on, still trying to think he was one of the boys.
See, you ain't got a job, as they say idle hands make mischief. You don't know of a job, do you?
Who does?
You're a bit of a lad on the quiet, aren't you, son, eh? No job, no prospects, no friends, yet here you stand with more front than Blackpool. Most folk could be making for the nearest gas oven.
It's good Hotspur. Natural conceit. Being born with a big head.
Oh, aye, it's all that. Plus the medallion, of course, makes me the man with the power. Indifferent, you see, gents, to the snipings of midgets.
Oh, he'll not be round here long, won't this one? He'll be striking out for deep water.
Well, if he's trawling for rich widows, he's got to be on a lose, isn't he? They've all been snapped up.
There's still Emily.
Hey, hands off. I've got my eyes on that little raver.
You stuck in here again, are you bumming drinks, letting me down? You should be out there, trotting the streets for work, lad.
Oh, you know all about that, Peter. Except the work bit.
Is it any wonder nobody ever speaks to him, eh?
These gents are conversing, aren't they? Or have you got them down as dregs?
No comment.
Midgets and mini-mines, this town's full of them. A man can't breathe. See you, fellas.
That was sudden.
Well, it was his round, wasn't it?
Hey, stop then. You're Terry, opt it.
Oh, how do you know? Didn't give him the train fare or something.
Don't be so daft. I mean, he's opted out of the pub, you big pudding.
I'll be searching for a price on his medallion, I reckon, love.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Sit down now.
Yeah.
Morning, ladies. Hey, hot choke, my hot pot's going cold. Take it you've heard the hot gossip?
Oh, of course you have.
Well, I've heard the hot group. There is one called Hot Gossip, isn't there? If not, there ought to be. Hold the front page. The wedding of the year is definitely on. They fixed the date.
Oh, so, when's the big day to be then?
It's November 9th, actually.
Oh, great. Hey, you've not got a ring you can dazzle us with it in the way somewhere.
No, I haven't. You know, I might be being a bit silly, but I've got the teeniest feeling that nobody's taking this engagement seriously.
Nonsense. In fact, I've been wanting to talk to Derek, about photos and things.
Oh.
Our prices are very competitive. Are you expecting it?
Look, there's away on business at the moment.
Oh, stop the presses.
Don't panic. There's no truth in the rumour that Derek was seen boarding a flight to Brazil. Sorry.
Anyway, to the good ship, Mavis and Derek.
Yes.
Mavis and Derek.
Mavis and Derek.
Thank you. And this time I can assure you we won't be needing the lifeboat.
I think there was a right queue at Jackson's. I thought I'd never get served.
I buttered the bread and the oven's on.
Oh, you're a good one. What are you? So how's it going?
Well, it's coming together, slowly but surely. It was a good idea, me doing my work study at your place, It makes the details so much more concrete.
I like it, being shacked up with a scholar. And I've been dead good, haven't I? Never played Radio 1.
Look, I feel as though we've shared this, If it was just study notes and textbooks, it would have been a hard slog. But you being here, sort of sharing it, being part of it.
Oh, go and brew the tea.
All right.
I'll have a turn at being a scholar. I was always good at commas, me. Never could get the hang of semicolons, though.
That's the last section. Labour relations and working conditions and so on. Not exactly Engels, who did the classic study, but...
Who was Engels when he was at home?
Oh, Engels was a 19th century industrialist who wrote a famous account of living and working conditions in the cotton mills. All hard-hitting stuff, but based on practical knowledge. I've made him my model.
You're not kidding. I mean, blimey. You made the place sound like something out of the Dark Ages. No natural light. And basic facilities bordering on the primitive. Management sweatshop mentality. This is dynamite. If the girls see this, they'll walk out. I'm Baldwin. He ought to be ashamed.
Hey, hang on. It's not for Baldwin's eyes, all right, I haven't pulled any punches. But the tutor, he likes us to take a critical stance.
Yeah, but it's a fact, isn't it?
Yes, it's the facts.
Well, then Baldwin wants to tell him.
Do you know my head? It's thumping with something going up there.
See a natural light.
Pardon?
There should be windows.
Well, I'm Baldwin thinks we'll jump out or won't. Anyway, I'm going to the washroom. Do you know that?
Washroom, that's a laugh. 3 basins. Roller child change once every blue moon. And where's the restroom, eh? Hey, where's the canteen?
What's brought all this on?
Well, mantle of Ida Bluff, innit? Tactic number 1, do your morning wet bottles out.
Look, when you see things in black and white, it makes you realise.
Well, go on, love, I'm listening.
Well, I'm not. You know what's brought this on, don't you? She live in lover instead. It's this dessert thing it's doing.
Well, what's wrong with that, Vera? Having a fresh pair of eyes will see something we've not noticed.
Look, I can see the state of the washroom, love. I don't need Curly's help. I mean, I don't need specs.
Do you mind? Can we leave names out of this, please? Curly's not after starting bother. It's just that he sees things from a fresh angle.
Yeah, cloud cuckoo,
No, hang on a minute, Vera. Shirley's got summit here. This place is going to dogs. We've got Money Rose, the union's up the Swanee, and we've got that bomb happy we're prepared to put away.
Yeah, but I'm not stirring things. I've enough at home to sort out. But your fella means well, and out me is clever, but let's face it, he does have his gormless side. I'm right, aren't I, Mrs. Bishop, eh? I mean, there's the real world, and there's these college kids waffling on.
She's on about Curly's topic or whatever it is.
Look, I don't want this personalised. It's just having seen what he's set down.
Yeah, but he only knows what it says in book. I mean, he's as soft as a brooch.
Nonsense. Norman's a highly intelligent young man. If I get an opportunity to read his report, I shall do so with the greatest of interest.
Well, seemingly he's called this place a dump.
Well, if he has any criticisms, I'm sure they're valid.
What's going on here, eh? Natter, not a stitch done since dinner time, I bet. And where are you going to, Twinkle Toes?
I'm just going for a glass of water and some aspirin.
Well, make it snappy. I'm not running a private clinic. Welfare can go too far. Ready, Mrs. Bishop?
Curly's it now, right on head, hasn't he? It's like Stalag 17, this place, and as for Baldwin, he's straight from Stone Age.
I'd tackle him. But he'd pin it on Curly. He might complain to his college.
Don't you worry, I'll have him once my head's right.
You've changed your tune.
Well, I'm not having him talking to me like that, am I?
No, me. It's time you were told a few things in. Come on, Shirley, you've got the gen. Close up.
Well, thanks very much, love, and I hope your feet soon get better.
Thanks.
Hiya.
Hey, what are you doing here at this time? Have you finished work for the day?
Where's Mavis?
Oh, I've sent her to Calf for a bun. Obviously, she's still nattering to Gail.
Good, because there's something I got to tell you while she's out of the shop. I was doing a job this morning, one of those big houses up by the golf course. It turned out that the lady of the house happened to be a big mate of Derek's ex-wife.
Angela.
Anyway, we're having a chat over a cup of tea, and I happened to mention the fact that Derek was thinking of getting married again.
You know, it sounds a right mother's meeting, this. You did get round to doing the alarm, did you?
Listen, do you want to hear the juicy bit, or don't you? Because I can always ring up Ken Barlow, you know. I mean, he'd pay good money for a spicy exclusive like this.
Right, who's making the bullets, eh? I mean, who's winding you up? Who is the stirrer?
Well, we can think for ourselves, us. We're not daft.
No, we're not. And you don't need to be an expert to see that our working environment's lousy.
Oh, all these big words, eh? Working environments.
Could say mucky if you prefer it.
No, I prefer working environments. I mean, it's a real college word, that.
Well, lousy is not a college word. Neither is diabolical. And that's what the working conditions are.
Yes, and they're getting worse, Mr. Bowley.
What are you on about? I mean, Gordon Bennett, I'm having homes and gardens in here next week.
It's not funny, this, you know. This is a legitimate complaint, and we've got total backing for it.
Yeah, 3 wash basins, and one of them's bunged up.
All right, well, I'll get a plumber in. If you want overheads, I'll give you overheads. But don't come crying to me when your bonuses get cut.
Oh, poor other one. That's penny pinching. Ida Clough had you banks of rights. Yeah, and you got rid of her, didn't you, for fear of union backing?
She left, yeah, and what did your precious union do? I mean, where was all the action?
All right, Mr. Bowley, we know the union's near. But we've got chapter and verse on this. And there needs to be something done.
Oh, chapter and verse. I better know where that came from. Professor Watts or I'm a Dutchman.
And why not? Yes, he's been poking round. Yeah. He's got you tapes. He knows the fine print.
Curly said nothing. No, you could say that his conclusions on some aspects, they've been leaked.
Oh, well, that's good, isn't it? I mean, I let the lad in here. I let him roam around, and what happens? I think it's all for academic research, and he causes a rumpus, upsets my workforce, has them up in arms, and stops production.
It's not down to him.
I'm sure all Norman did was take an educated look.
He's a communist! I must be mad.
He's educated. He sees things from a different perspective, which is what education is partly about.
That's why it's so unpopular with some folks these days.
Hey, and I'll tell you something else. Shirley's only had a scan at first page. Wait till she gets to the nitty-gritty, yes, there's more.
Right, this is... I've had enough. Go on out. Oh, no, not another word. No, I'm not fighting you lot blind. You've had a look at that report and I haven't. And I'm not saying another thing until I have. Now get out and get back to work, all of you. Go on.
You big mouth, you've put Curly right in it, haven't you? What were all this rubbish about first page?
You've got to say something. Anyway, it's press. Oh, yeah, shook him.
Well, how did it go?
Eh? Oh, we wiped the floor with him.
Yeah.
At last. I thought you'd been kept in for being naughty.
I wonder where things are over there. Do you know, it puts Alcatraz to shame. Well, come on, check yourself. You make a better door than a window.
I'm making an early start tonight. I've arranged to meet Daz uptown.
Ah, you having no tea?
Made myself a jam butty. I'll tell you what I will have, though, if you feel like doing me a big favour.
I'm skinned.
Well, that's okay. Pick myself a good horse today. But would like the length of your jam jar.
No, I'm sorry, love.
Why not?
Well, it's not long back from repair, and me and your dad, we had a bit of a bump in it, you know. Well, a bit of an accident, us and a lamppost.
So it needs a run, doesn't it? Look, I'll even clean it for you. Get it really spruced up.
Look, I'm sorry, love, no. To be honest, I'd be frightened you'd beggar off with it. Happened when you've been here a few weeks, settled in, you know.
Forget it, ma'am. You're getting like the rest of them round here. We're getting sick of the old flaming shooting match.
Hey, Vera. What? Isn't that Sally Webster's young sister?
So, what if it is?
Nothing. I was only being nosy.
Tea up. Service with a smile. A couple of cheers.
Tom.
Ooh, wish I hadn't bothered.
Well, I'm tired. It's been a long day since early papers. I've got to go home now and start getting tea ready.
You want to get Alan organised?
I have.
As a matter of fact, Derek can do wonders in the kitchen.
Oh, I'm sure he's marvellous. Mr. Dependable, I don't think.
Rita, aren't you ever going to come to terms with Derek?
I doubt it. He's a candidate for firing squad.
That's a terrible thing to say.
Is it?
Look, I know you think he's one of nature's
Creeps, letdowns.
I was going to say ditherers, but... Well, I'm not a total fool. Look, I'm not looking for strength, but he has booked the registry office and he has been measured for a suit.
Has he? And where is he now, Mavis?
Well, he's in Luton on business, I suppose.
Rubbish. He's in hiding.
In hiding?
He's keeping out of way in case the muck hits the fan.
What are you on about?
When's he supposed to be marrying you, Mavis?
November 9th.
And when does his divorce come through?
Well, some weeks before that, naturally.
Well, that's not what Alan's heard.
Alan?
He did this alarm system for this woman. It turns out she's a friend of Angela's, and she'd had coffee with Angela the day before. Seemingly there's a hiccup. Red tape's got in a tangle. And the tale is, there is no way that Derek Wilton can be divorced this side of Christmas.
You've just got a nerve, Jeannie. You really have, after what happened last time.
It weren't that bad.
What, Martin Platt sneaking in here and you're up to all sorts?
It was only playing his reggae
And
tapes.
Billy What's-it coming in and fights all over carpet.
Anyway, I'll finish with Billy now.
Look, Gina, I know you're stuck, but it's Kevin. He just won't wear you.
Oh, you can get round Kev, you can, Sam.
Can't. He's got principles.
Principles? What are them? You make him sound like a right creep.
Anyway, we've had troubles of our own and we just need to be by ourselves.
Oh, wait a worker. Oh, hey up. Where do you spring from?
Hello. Oh, he gets more handsome, does your fella.
Give you the sweetie if we had one. Flying visit, is it?
Well,
Gina's in trouble, Kev. Billy's been nicked for swiping a car.
Oh, well, surprise, surprise.
He's locked up and she's been chucked out the flat.
All right. So you're back at home then, are you?
they won't have me.
What do you mean they won't have you? You can't stop here.
Oh, please, Kev, just for the one night. Just till I get myself sorted.
Listen, if your mum won't have you...
It's not me mum, it's me dad, you know that.
I'd rather sleep on the streets, he'd just lay into me. I can't spend another night in that house without there being trouble, and in the end it's my mum that gets it. Oh, please, Kev, please, just the one night, then I promise I'll be on my way, I promise. I'll even wash the pots for you. Give you first go at the bathroom.
Is he looking our way?
No, he's too interested in his drink.
Well, we should have thought. He always comes in here after work.
Look, if you can't go in your own local for a quick bevy... Hey, up, he's on the way over. Look, after 5 minutes, I'll excuse myself. Now, you did leave that gun in the gents.
I don't. I hear you finished this purple prose you've been concocting.
If you mean my dissertation, Mr. Baldwin, well, yeah, more or less. Just needs a bit of polishing.
Like to see it sometime.
Well, I don't know about that.
Why, what's your problem?
Well, you see, you might get the wrong idea. You see, well, basically, it's an academic exercise. It's not a technical report.
All right, so it's a load of cobblers. I'd still like to see it sometime.
I'm sorry.
Well, why not? Everyone else has seen the damn thing, why not me?
Because it's my choice who sees it, and I don't think you should.
Now listen, son. I'm going back to my think. Think about it. I'll ask you again before you leave.
You may as well. The worst bits have been leaked anyhow.
I won't be browbeaten. Now drink up.
Right, a pint of bitter and a half of lager, please, Betty.
Do I sense something of an atmosphere in here? You've not been raided yet again, have you?
Bit of bother over at the factory. I think Mike Baldwin's got his knife into Curly.
Well, do I get to see these ravings of yours or not, Sunshine?
Like I said, Mr.
Look, stop
Baldwin.
the game, shall we? I want you in my office tomorrow morning with a schoolboy essay or whatever you call it.
Listen, Mr. Baldwin, I'm very grateful for the access, but I don't work for you.
No, but she does, and I'm telling you this, son. If I don't get a look at that report, she starts looking for another job.
Now, just a minute.
Oh, leave it, love. Now's not the time.
Trouble at mill, eh? Get your recorder, read all about it.
Where is she?
In bed, I suppose. Well, why not? I mean, it's not as if she's got a job to go to, is it?
Yeah, well, as long as she's gone by the time I get back.
Oh, yes, master.
All right.
Is everything all right?
Look, Gina, I'm sorry, but you're going to have to go.
Oh, I see.
Well, know how it is. If it was up to me, you could stay, but it's not up to me, is it?
He really hates me that much, does he? Your Kev.
He doesn't hate you, it's just that... Well, he married me and not my entire family.
Oh, Sal, if I could only stay till next week after Billy's court case, please. Because, oh, when my dad finds out about that, I don't know what he's going to do to me. Honest, Sal.
He's not going to do anything. You're only a witness.
Oh, yeah. That's all it was.
What?
Well, it's not looking so pleased. Well, are you surprised if that report of your girl is half as bad as you say it was?
We're skinning to wish I'd never asked him now.
I wish I'd have shilling for every time I've said that, kid.
So, what do you think then? Do you really want me to tell you? You must have crawled down every sewer twice underneath this place to come up with this load of garbage.
Oh, come on, Mr. Baldwin. I didn't come here to do a snow job, did I?
No, obviously not. What you intended doing was an assassination job, and you've done that very well by the look of it.
I've done what my tutor asked me to do, which was to prepare a full and frank report on the working conditions in this factory without any punches pulled.
Well, this time he's going to be disappointed, isn't he?
Pardon?
Do you really think I'm going to let you walk out of here with this load of rubbish?
Look, Mr. Baldwin, it was very good of you to allow me to use your factory as a subject. I'll give you that.
Good. I'll tell you what it was, son. An act of criminal lunacy after what I've just read.
Yeah, well, be that as it may, but at no point was there any question of you having some kind of editorial control over what I wrote. So please, may I have my report back?
Your report? You seem to have got it wrong, son. If this report belongs to anyone, it belongs to me.
What?
Well, who else? I mean, it's a report on my factory in my town with my permission, using my workforce at great inconvenience, right? Which in my book means that it's entirely down to me what I do with it. And what I intend doing with it is what I do with all the rubbish that comes in here, and that's
You can't do that!
Can't I? You tell me why not, Curly. You just tell me why not.
Hello. Morning, Mavis.
Morning.
Any word yet?
Word?
From Derek, of course.
Well, no. Should I be expecting any?
Well, I would have thought so, in view of the fact that you might not be getting married after all.
Don't be so ridiculous, Rita. Of course we're getting married.
Mavis, that story we heard came from a very reliable source.
Yes, well, they always do, don't they, these stories? Well, I'm sorry, Rita, but I can't think that Derek would deliberately mislead me over something as important as this.
Oh, you can't?
No. Now, in my opinion, it's a clear case of acorns.
Acorns?
Which do give an half a chance into mighty oak trees grow.
I see.
Well, what I mean is that there seem to be plenty of people around here who have a talent for blowing things up out of all proportion.
Meaning me, of course, as opposed to you, who, of course, are world famous for their inner calm.
Look, when Derek arrives, just tell him I'm upstairs in the flat, will you?
With your little head buried firmly in the sand, right?
Oh, Rita, honestly, you only seem happy when you're knocking Derek and me.
There are none so blind?
Or something like that.
What is this fatal fascination that Derek Wilton seems to exercise over gullible females like Mavis?
I don't know, but whatever it is, just don't you go catching it.
Oh.
Well, speak of the devil.
Hello, Derek.
Oh, yes?
Were your ears burning?
Why, should they have been?
Well, I should have thought by now, love, down to burning, blackened stumps.
Mavis is in, is she?
Yes, upstairs in the flat. Dabbing her forehead with eau de cologne, I shouldn't wonder. Which you'll know why, if anybody would.
Oh, yes?
Well, I'll say this for him.
What?
He doesn't look like the bearer of bad news, does he?
So, what exactly are you telling me then, Derek? That there is some truth in this rumour, then?
Well, yes and no, actually, Mavis.
Yes and no? What kind of an answer's that?
Well, it means yes, there is. But no, there's no real cause for alarm, if you see what I mean.
Oh, no, I'm sorry, I don't see what you mean.
Well, don't look at me like that, Mavis.
Look, how I expected to look at you then?
Well, after all, it's not my doing, you know.
Well, it's not your doing. Who's doing, is it?
Well, Simon Halliday's, of course.
Simon Halliday?
It certainly is. In fact, between you and me, Mavis, I'm furious with him.
Well, who in heck's name might the Simon Halliday be?
Well, the Simon Halliday, of course. The solicitor.
What's this Halliday man got to do with us having to postpone our wedding?
Well, nothing.
Nothing?
To do with the wedding postponement. But everything, Mavis, to do with the divorce postponement.
not.
Yeah, look, perhaps you better sit down, Mavis, and I'll
No,
explain.
I'd rather stand, thank you, Derek.
As you wish. It's all a storm in a teacup, you know,
Look,
Mavis.
Derek, will you just stop qualifying everything and get to the point?
There's no need to take that attitude.
The point, Derek.
The point being that that silly ass forgot a certain form, didn't he?
What form?
A form relevant to the divorce proceedings. As a result of which, the said proceedings may well have to be postponed.
So what you're telling me is that as a result of this postponement, our wedding also might have to be postponed.
Mavis, it is customary in this country to divest oneself of any existing matrimonial responsibilities before embarking on any new ones.
Derek, please spare me this elephantine patronage. I need that like I need holes in my head.
Look, Mavis, what I'm trying to say is that fortunately for all concerned, I found out what was going on in the nick of time and moved decisively to expedite matters.
Oh, yes. And how did you manage to do that, then?
Well, for starters, by giving this holiday a right rollicking, I can tell you. I mean, as you well know, Mavis, I'm a mild and temperate man by nature. But like all strong, silent types, I am one to watch when roused. I mean, I don't mind telling you, Mavis, after I'd finished with him, that man was abject. Abject.
So, is everything all right again now?
Well, as far as we know, it is.
As far as we know.
Yeah. I mean, we shall get a clearer picture later today.
Later today.
After I've heard from him on the subject. I've given him strict instructions to ring me here. Just as soon as he knows.
Knows?
Whether or not the wedding can still proceed. Huh? Oh, gee, me. Oh. Coping, are we, Jack?
It's my old glass back, Alec. It's giving me some.
Oh, still, never mind. There's only about a dozen left to shift now, eh, Jack?
I don't suppose you'd fancy giving us a lift with them, would you, boss?
Well, you know what we say, us licensed victuallers. It's no good keeping a cellar man and barking yourself.
Dad,
What, you after money again, is it?
it's just a fiver, till tomorrow.
Oh, what happens tomorrow?
I'll get me doll.
Go on, then. But I want it back by tomorrow night, the latest, you hear me?
Thanks, Dad. You saved me life.
Right.
See, Alec?
Cheers. By gum, he can play you like a bow fiddle, can that fella?
Well, he's my own flesh and blood when all's said and done, Alec. I mean, if he can't come to me when he's skinned, who can he come to?
Never thought of getting himself a job then, Jack?
Don't you think he's tried? He's been for dozens of jobs, I would tell you, while he's been back dozens of them. This is why I think there's something sadly wrong with the system, you know. I mean, if somebody like our Terry can't find work.
That good, eh, Jack?
What? I mean, he's willing, conscientious. Workaholic by nature, you know.
Really?
Oh, as strong as a bear and all, you know. I mean, underneath them designer jeans.
Yeah. Nothing transparent about his back then.
Shoulders like a weightlifter, I would tell you.
Well, we'll know where to look then, won't we, Jack?
Eh?
When yours finally gives out on us.
Nothing like it, eh? First of the day.
And you can certainly say that again, Betty.
It's not on that, though, is it? Ripping summer up just because it told him a few untruths about his rotten sweatshop.
Mind you, it's typical.
Yeah, but can he do that?
How do you mean?
Well, you know, just tear something up like that.
I mean, can he? He did.
Yeah, but is he allowed to by law?
Well, not for a minute, I wouldn't have thought.
That was Curly's private property, was that?
Yeah, well, the key question being, of course, what sort of preconditions were laid down when he first agreed to let you use the factory as a subject?
Well, there were no preconditions, except for keeping out of his way, I suppose.
Must be pretty hot stuff, then, this report of yours, to prevent that sort of reaction.
Just told it the way it was.
And still is.
How does that then, is it, Vera?
You are, that report. You didn't tell half of it. Talk about Black Hole of Calcutta.
Hang on a minute, Vera. Just watch what you're saying, will you?
What?
Well, off the top of my head, I can think of half a dozen good reasons, and the best is stood over there supping with your Terry, and well within earshot.
Well, I'm not proud of him, me.
No, of course you're not, love. Still, just in case you should decide it might be a good idea keeping your job after all. Watch what you're saying, will you? No sense in looking for trouble.
Hey, hello.
Let me do that.
Oh,
Thank
cheers. Cheers.
Cheers.
What, you coming to some money or something?
Call it bread on the waters.
Whose waters?
Well, yours, of course.
Mine?
It seems a shame you owning that big fat Jag and having to leave it in the garage all the time.
Well, you learn to live with it. And there are such things as chauffeurs.
Yes, but it's expensive though. I mean, wouldn't it make more economic sense if you was to have your own full time?
No, not necessarily. When I'll only need him for, what, 2 hours a day maximum?
So, for 2 hours of the day, he's your chauffeur, right? For the rest of the time, providing that is that you've had the foresight to pick yourself a bright, willing, enterprising sort of lad, he attends to all those other little jobs that, quite frankly, aren't worthy of your personal attention, right?
Are you volunteering your services, eh?
I might be open to an offer, if the money was right.
Well, that's just £9, Audrey. I'm sorry I can't make it any less.
Oh, I don't know. You don't look very upset to me. Hey, now, listen. What's all this about the wedding of the year being off again?
Now, who's been talking?
Is it or isn't it?
I don't know, love.
Oh, no.
Well, to be honest, I don't think Mavis does either.
Oh, I see. Hey, don't some funny people get married to some funny people?
Or not, as the case may be.
Ah, right.
See you, love. Bye-bye.
Relax, Mavis, will you?
Relax at a time like this.
It's at times like this you most need to. These days, I'm always at my most relaxed in times of crisis, thanks to yoga.
Yoga?
Oh, yes. You know I'd taken up yoga.
Oh, I didn't know.
Good Lord, yes. And do you know, it's changed my entire attitude to life.
Really?
Have you never thought of taking it up yourself, Mavis?
Me? No, I haven't really,
But
Derek.
you should. It's sensitive, highly strung people who derive most benefit from it.
If you say so.
I mean, just look at the way you're sat on the edge of that chair at the moment.
Well, are you surprised? I mean, in case it slipped your mind, Derek, our entire future happiness is just hanging in the balance at this moment.
Which is where your yoga comes in. Come on your feet.
Pardon?
Come on, get up.
Oh, Derek, please.
Mavis,
Yeah.
it's for your own good. Believe me, it is. There. Now, lie down.
What?
Lie down.
What, on the floor, you mean?
Yes. I mean, a firm, draft-free surface is vital. Now, come on, Mavis, there's a good girl. Lie down.
And then what?
And then we're going to relax, aren't we? As we've never relaxed before.
Well, I'm not really in the mood for it at the moment, honestly, Derek.
Mavis, trust me, will you? I mean, after all, am I or am I not the man you are about to marry?
Oh, all right.
Good. Now, shoulders down. Now, arms by your side, Mavis. That's right. Now, here we go.
I have to go out for a minute. Oh, I'm sorry. Rita, Derek was just introducing me to yoga.
Oh,
Yes, well, apparently he's something of an expert.
Oh.
That's right, Derek.
I wouldn't describe myself as an actual expert, but I do pride myself on having a working knowledge of the basic mechanics.
Well, I do have to go out, but it's not urgent. I mean, so you just carry on, whatever it is you do.
Oh, what's up now? It's not your dad, is it?
My dad?
Yeah, there's no wrong with him.
Well, nothing you wouldn't expect from a fella who can't decide whether he's drinking himself to death or smoking himself to it.
Well, if it's not your dad, what are you doing here?
None of your business.
Right, Terry, you'd like to go in. Mr. Baldwin will see you now.
Thank you.
See, Mike. About what?
Well, from what I can gather, Terry's new position with the firm.
Position? Position for what?
Well, maybe you'd be better asking Terry about that himself.
Great. Terry's going to work here.
When can you start then?
Now soon enough for you.
Right, you're on.
Right.
Oh, just one final word before you go about that car of mine, you know, the one in the garage.
Yeah, what's that?
I want you to know that I know within a mile, at any given time, what's on that clock. In fact, I make a point of reading the mileage every morning. So just as long as we both get it clear in our heads that what you have just become, amongst other things, is my chauffeur, and not the proud owner, by proxy, of a Jaguar.
So what do you think? What, as a citizen or as a newspaper? Come on, Ken, don't play games. I want to know what you think. Well, as a citizen, I think you've got a flaming cheek to be that high-handed. And as a newspaper man? Sounds like a hell of a good story to me, though.
Oh, Mr. Baldwin.
Yes, Vera.
I just wanted to thank you for the motherland.
Whose mother?
Well, that's her is. You know, for taking him on.
Oh, see.
And just to say that, well, you won't be disappointed. Got a good lad there.
I'm glad you told me that, Vera. Very reassuring.
No, Minette, you'll change your tune about him, haven't you?
Yeah, look, I just wanted to tell him, all right, that without her, he haven't just got any old bit of rubbish.
Right. I'd just like to... Hang on, I'll see if he's free. There. Ken Barlow to see you, Mr. Baldwin.
Oh, shall What is this, a social call?
Hardly. You mind?
No, be my guest.
No, I've come about this little bit of bother that you're having at the moment.
Bit of bother I'm having?
Yeah, with the workforce.
I'm sorry you've lost me.
Over the working conditions in the factory.
What spot of bother might that be?
Are you telling me there isn't any bother, then?
Well, I suppose what I'm telling you, Squire, is two things. One, I don't know what bit of bother you're talking about, and two, if there was any bother, I can't for the life of me think what the hell it's got to do with you.
All right, then. Let me put it another way. This report of Curly's.
Oh, yeah.
It is true, is it, that when you read it, you tore it up?
None of your business.
Oh, I'm afraid it becomes my business when somebody brings it to our attention.
Whose attention?
Well, the Weatherfield Recorder's attention. Now, certain allegations have been made, bad facilities, sweatshop conditions, etc. And as editor, I happen to think the least I could do before publishing is to, well, give you a chance to refute these allegations.
Go on, get out of here!
So, no comment, is that it?
Guys around the front and ready when you are, boss.
Are you still here?
That's right. But, you will remember, won't you, that if by any chance you don't like the piece we're proposing to write about this place, we did give you every opportunity to give your side of it.
You listen, Barlow, and you listen good. You print one word about me that's out of line and I'll have you. You get that? Well, don't stand there like a dummy. Show him off the premises. And about time.
Mr. Halliday? What? Oh, yes, I will. Secretary. Mr. Halliday? Oh, good of you to get back to me. Not at all, not at all. So, any news yet, then? Oh, well, thank goodness for that. So, no further problems, then? What a relief. Not at all, Mr. Halliday. In fact, very good of you to get onto it so quickly. And to deal with it personally. No, we're both eternally in your debt. Right. And thank you again, from both of us. Yes. Goodbye, then. Good...
Everything all right?
Yes, fine. Just fine.
Well?
Well, that certainly told him, Mavis.
Hiya.
What's all this?
What?
This? I thought I said I wanted a gun by the time I get home.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Well then.
Well, it's not as simple as that, is it? I can't just chuck her out, can I? Not till all this business with the police is all clear.
What business with the police? All she's got to do is give evidence.
Only that's not all, is it?
What do you mean?
Well, it seems that she's facing charges herself.
Well, what sort of charges, for God's sake?
Well, as accessory or something to nicking that car.
Oh, well, surprise, surprise.
There's no need to be sarky, Kevin. It wasn't her fault.
Oh, no. I suppose Billy just put a bag over her head, did he, and threw it in the back of the car?
She didn't know that car was nicked.
Oh, no, and that's her excuse, is it?
Yes, and I believe that.
Yeah, well, I don't. And even if I did, it wouldn't make any difference. I still want her out of here now.
But she's got nowhere else to go.
What's wrong with her going home? It's just a shame more of these stupid kids don't do that when they get into trouble.
Only my dad's gonna kill her. You know what he's like.
Yeah, and I think he's got every right in your Gina's case. I'm sorry, Sal, but she don't happen to be my problem.
Well, she does happen to be my problem because this is my kid sister that we're on about. And I'm damned if I'm gonna stand by and see her get her neck broken just for the sake of a couple of days. And that's all this is, Kevin. Just a couple of days, just till after this court case. Please. For me.
Listen, this report of yours, you did keep copies, presumably?
Yeah, of course. I'm not completely stupid.
All right, well, I think I'll have a look at it. You know, I mean, before it goes any further.
Yeah, if you want.
Good.
Ladies,
Oh, hello.
now I've told the rest of the workforce, so no I'm telling you. Now, you may have noticed a representative of the gutter press in our factory this afternoon. Now, all I want to say is this, that in future, I don't want any of my workforce talking to him, or in fact to any other representative of the press. Certainly not about my factory. Of course, this is a free country, and you're quite at liberty to ignore that request. Well, all I want to point out is this, that if you do, I will be forced to exercise my right as an employer and sack the lot of you on the spot. That's all, ladies. Carry on. Right this way.
Oi! Oi, hang on a minute.
Hello. They're walking down to the bank with me.
No, I'm going to the corner shops and tea bags. Give us a quid.
Eh? Quid? What's happened to the housekeeping?
Don't ask silly questions. I don't ask you where your hair's gone. Come on, I'm only asking you for a quid.
Look, I'm skinned till I get down to the bank.
What are you talking about? You've got a bag full of money there. Weekend's takings.
I can't start messing about with this. The paying-in slip's all made out. Tell Alf Roberts to stick it on the slate. We're spend enough. Hey, on second thoughts, have a walk down to the bank with me. We can call in the supermarket on the way back. Tea bags are a good 8p cheaper in there.
No, love. Nice thought, but you know what they say? Three's a crowd and all that.
What are you talking about?
You, me, and a bag full of money. Even I wouldn't get involved in a love-tug triangle like that, Tiger. See, that Sister Sally Webster's is back. Gina's just calling.
Yeah, right, little madam she is.
Well, I don't think she'll be stopping, though. I don't think Sally and Kevin have left her.
Well, I've got a spare bedroom doing, though.
Yeah, but from what Sally tells me, she takes advantage. Anyway, they've had enough trouble lately, haven't they, what with your Terry upsetting them?
Oh, give over.
You could have split them up with silly tricks like that.
Look, it were only a bit of fun. It's a good lad, Artery. You watch now, he's looking here. I think Baldwin's grooming him for management.
Away up, talk at devil.
Hiya, Cyril.
Hi, Mum. Terry? Yeah? Get me car round for about 1 o'clock. Well, you've got to go to Preston. Right. Oh, and give it a good wash first.
Okie dokie.
See ya.
girls.
You know what? He's what you call executive timber, Artery. Yeah, because it's conscientious, you know. It runs in family, does that?
I don't know. You can say things like that, Vera. I'd be frightened of being struck down, me.
Do they look like a bunch of downtrodden slaves? Seething with rebellion?
Well, not really, Mr. Baldwin.
Of course they don't. It's all this rubbish you're at the lodge putting in school reports. It's all head in the cloud stuff. The day I start installing air conditioning and restrooms, you can start looking for another job, because I'll be going bankrupt.
Well, Norman and his friends at college, I think they're mostly taught the theoretical side of commerce.
Theory? That's a load of rubbish. It's me ducking and diving, doing deals. That's what keeps that lot off the dog queue.
And of course, Norman's very idealistic.
Idealistic? Cobblers. That's another word for stupid. Excuse me.
Hey, how does your telly like working for Mike Baldwin?
Some very on whether he likes it or not, Betty. Ask Sandra here what it's like working for Baldwin.
Oh, he's all right, really. I've known worse.
I bet you've known better and all. They're all swines, gaffers. You've just got to know how to handle it. Now, I'll tell you, he should do well with Baldwin because he's got all his chairs at home. Do you know, I reckon he'll climb high, that lad, before he's finished.
I think he should be there by now.
Eh?
Well, when I come to work this morning, we're up a ladder cleaning the paintwork.
Hey, somebody told me Mr. Baldwin had got him to chuck Ken Barlow out the factory the other day.
No, sheer exaggeration, Betty.
Oh.
He told him to show him the door, that's all. The threat was enough. Like your muscle, I'll tell you.
Oh, muscle and brains, eh, Jack?
Takes after me, chip off the old block.
Oh, my. Yeah, I thought, will you? I'll have to leave you talking up.
Why, is something wrong, love?
Alex had an accident.
Oh.
Yeah, I've just had a phone call from Weatherfield General. They've taken him into casualty. He's not badly hurt, they reckon, but, well, I just want to get there.
Yeah, of course you do. Don't you worry, love. We'll see to things here.
Well, what's happened to you?
No idea, kid. Anyway, I've got a taxi coming. Do the best you can.
Never fret, Bet. Give Alec our lovely.
Thanks, right, I'm off. I'll miss my car.
OK, ta-ta, lovey.
He'll have tripped over his wallet, won't he? It'll be a terrible fall, that. With a bit of luck.
Hi, you're home soon for lunch, aren't you?
Yeah, I just come from the printers. Paper's out.
Oh, put the kettle on, love, will you? Make us a brew. My tongue's hanging out.
Right. I gave the delivery boys an inspiring little speech. Told them we've got a great local story this week, and if they miss one letterbox, there'll be trouble.
Curly Watt's little bombshell, you mean?
Right. There'll be one exceedingly red face in the denim factory when that paper arrives.
Mike Baldwin.
Give the girl a coconut.
Let's have a look, then. Student report slams sweatshop. Workers told keep your mouth shut or lose your jobs. By heck, Ken.
Good inflammatory stuff, eh? Well, it's just what the paper needs.
I doubt it. Mike Baldwin will see it quite that way.
Well, that's his worry, isn't it?
You see, I'd come along Rosamond Street, I'd cut across into Daisy Street, and I'm just coming up to the corner when bang!
Yes, well, what happened exactly?
Well, it's hard to say, really. I mean, he hit me from behind.
He, so it was a man.
Oh, my.
Where's he hit you, love? Let's see. You see, it don't look much.
That's not where he hit me. That's where I hit the wall before I fell down.
I'm only saying it doesn't look much.
Well, it certainly feels a lot. There'll probably be a bruise there by tonight.
Yeah, if we could just...
Yes, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, officer. Just be quiet for a minute, will you? They go hysterical, you know, at the drop of a hat. Yes, so where was I? Oh, yes, well, the first thing I knew about it, you see, was this push. Wham! He must have shoved me in the back. I hit the wall, and the next thing I know, I'm on the floor. I'm not hurt my ribs, you know. I mean, they say there's no broken. Well, all I could say, I wouldn't like to feel it if there was anything broken. So anyway, I tried to get up, but he stamps on my hand, snatches the briefcase, and he's away. By the time I got to my feet, he's round the corner.
Right, description.
Well, I...
Tall?
Well, about my height, I suppose. Slightly above medium, I would say.
White, black?
White, I think. Yes, of course, it was white.
Clothing, what was he wearing?
Oh, a jacket, darkish.
Man, medium height, white, wearing a jacket. There's not a lot to go on.
Well, he wants catching, and quick. He's got my money.
The main thing is, Alec, you're all right. Money doesn't matter, love.
What are you talking about? Money doesn't matter. I'm the landlord, as I was telling you. The Rovers Return, Coronation Street. I had all the weekend's takings in that bag.
How much was there? About?
I can tell you exactly how much there was. £2,334.
That's a lot of money, Mr. Gilroy.
You're telling me it's a lot of money. We'd had a good weekend.
Of course she's worried. I'd be worried as well if he was up in court tomorrow for nicking cars.
She's my sister.
Oh, yeah, and don't we just know it? Well, there's nothing else we can do.
You know, last night, in the middle of the night, you were asleep and... Well, I could hear her crying in the next room. She's hardly been out of our house for days.
I know. She'll go nicking cars then, should she?
It was Billy, not her.
She went with him.
And it wasn't nicking, it was just joyriding.
Oh, yeah. Sure, the judge will give her a thank you note. There you are. That's for test driving the motors for us.
Well, we might be a bit more sympathetic with her, Ken. Can't you have a word with her?
Oh, yeah. And say what?
Well, she rang a bit, sis, to say she was bringing him home.
Oh. How is he then? Perhaps he's not that badly hurt.
Oh, that's a relief.
One way of looking at it, I suppose.
No suppose about it.
Of course, you got him home, didn't you, Betsy?
Oh, I did that. You know, still don't walk down a dark street on my own.
Mind you, Alec got blasted in broad daylight, didn't he? Taking the tickets to the bank, you see.
Oh, they'll bash you for a couple of quid these days.
Yeah.
There's a lot of cab drivers get done, you know. Nobody's had a smack at me yet, touch wood.
Yeah, it could be somebody who had it in for him, mind. There's a few round here that'd like to bash Alec.
Hey, well, it's a good job you've got an alibi then. Hey, Sid.
Hey, boss, how are you? I've been worried to death about you. Oh, look at his head.
How are you feeling, lovely?
I'll live.
Give him a brandy.
Just wish they'd stop fussing over me.
Don't be so naughty.
And if there's one thing I can't stand, it's a lot of fuss. If you must know, I'm feeling a bit shook up.
Brandy, that's what he wants.
No, lie down. I mean, it'll be the shock. You'll probably feel worse before you feel better, Ali.
Yes. I think I will have a few hours lie down, actually.
Come and get your feet up.
All right.
Mardy pants, sort of bruise on him.
How much you get taken off in, didn't I?
Well, I've not heard, but weekend's take-ins will be a few hundred quid.
£200 then? Oh, that's why he's feeling bad then. In fact, knowing Alec, he'll be suicidal.
Now then, do you want to lie down for an hour or two and I'll fetch you some hot milk up, love?
Well, I want a glass of Irish.
Do you know you're taking all this very calmly, considering we've just lost a hell of a lot of money?
Well, I'll get it back. That's what we pay insurance for.
We're insured, are we? I didn't realise.
Of course we're insured.
Not just for inside the pub. We're covered for... Oh, what happened to you outside this morning?
We certainly are. And it costs quite a bit, I can tell you. Still, it's just as well, isn't it? 2,334 quid. Takes a bit of earning.
Yes, it certainly does.
Come in.
Nice outside.
Right, I'll be with you in a minute.
Well, you might want to look at this.
What's that?
Jen Barlow's little sheet, sticking through our front door just now. You're all over the front page.
Yeah, let's have a look. The dirty swine.
What time we got to be in Preston?
We're not going to Preston. I've changed my plans. I've got business to settle nearer to home.
Aren't you going to eat that? I'm just not hungry. I keep thinking about what they're going to do to me, Sal. You don't think they're going to send me away somewhere, do you?
Prison? No.
Yeah, well, there's other places, aren't there? I mean, they might not call them prison, but that's what they are.
Well, what did your solicitor have to say to you?
Not much. He just kept looking at the documents and sighing.
You must have said something, Gina. He's there to help you.
Well, he asked me if I understood the charge, like, you know, and said the best thing I could do was to admit everything and say I was sorry, but I don't know.
Sounds good advice to me.
Think so, Kev?
Yeah, of course I do. And it's no good trying to kid these magistrates or whatever they are, is it? I mean, they've seen this sort of stuff all the time. I mean, with what they've got on you. So if you want my opinion,
Yeah, I do, Kevin.
well, I'd just leave it all to your solicitor. Just make sure he tells them you've never been in trouble before. Well, and whatever you do, don't try being clever and don't stick up for Billy. Because it's through him you're in this mess.
Yeah. Yeah, thanks, Kevin. I'll wash these for you if you want.
Blimey, a reformed character already.
Thanks, Kev. I think you've cheered her up a bit.
Yeah, well, I don't know what I'm talking about, do I? So don't blame me if it all goes wrong tomorrow.
Oh, who's this?
Oh, is he in?
Ken, yes, he's...
What are you trying to do, ruin me? That's your idea?
I take it you don't like the story.
You take it dead right. It's a diabolical liberty.
Yeah, well, I didn't think you'd enjoy reading it, but it's the truth. It's a genuine story. I have a right to print it, and the people around here have an interest in reading it.
Look, don't give me this public benefactor bit. You wrote this story because you hate my guts. It's a malicious libel, that's what it is.
No malice on my part, I can assure you.
Cobblers.
No, if there's any malice, it's yours, when you told your workforce that talking to me was a sacking matter.
Didn't stop you quoting them, though, did it? And a right load of rubbish it is, too. I mean, all you've done is you've left out a couple of names. But don't think I don't know who fed you most of this codswallop.
Oh, yeah? Planning on firing somebody, are you? Make a very good follow-up story.
You sanctimonious.
Hey, this is my house and I do not want all this argy-bargy in it. So can we have it quiet and reasonably civilized, please?
He can have it whichever way he wants. But I'm not standing for this. I'm going to sue the pence off him. And his lousy newspaper.
Well, I'm sure you'd like to. But the fact that you don't want people to read the truth about your factory and your methods doesn't give you the right to ban it.
I may not be able to ban it, Sunshine, but I can sue you for libel. And I will.
Well, go ahead and try. Everything in that story is true and provable. You haven't got a case.
Then you're in for a surprise. I'll see you in court.
Can he sue Ken?
No. No, hurling threats about just makes him feel better. I simply printed the facts, that's all. There's not a thing you can do about it.
I hope you're right.
So put me a claim form in the post this afternoon, because the sooner I get Pardon? Yes, I was at Weatherfield General getting medical attention. The police know all about it. Yes, I can give you the exact figure, actually, because I was the one who got it ready for the bank this morning, you see.
Oh, excuse me.
It was £2,334. Yes, now, I need a payout as quick as you can, because you'll appreciate I've got wages to find and bills to pay. Yes, I know there are procedures to go through. All I'm saying is the watchword, as far as I'm concerned, is mucho speedo.
Yeah. Cup of tea before you go, Betty, love.
Oh, no, better. I better get back, because the cat'll be wanting his tea. Alex seems all right now. He's back to his merry self.
Oh, he's right as rain now, thank goodness.
Yeah, well, that's the main thing, isn't it? More important than money, though.
Well, who am I speaking?
There were lots of cash, though, weren't it? I mean, the takings. I mean, well, even for a weekend.
What are you suggesting, Betty?
I'm not suggesting anything, love it. I'm just saying it was a lot of cash he had, you know. I'm just making a comment.
Flaming red tape. They want the number of the insurance policy now.
Yes, well, I better be off now. I'll see you later, love.
Right, Betty.
They charge you enough in flaming premiums. Where are these? Here we are. There. Now then, let's have a look. That's it. What's up with you?
Nothing. Nothing up with me. Anything up with you? Anything you want to tell me?
Right, Sonia, are you ready?
Feelings ran high after the report by local student Norman Watts pinpointed workers' complaints. Hey, that's good, isn't it?
If Baldwin catches you reading that in his time, he'll sack you straight out.
Hey, will you give Curly a big wet kiss from me? It's all that upsets Marty mouth is great by me.
Yeah, has Baldwin said out to you? I mean, has he threatened you since this had come out, Shirley?
He's not said nothing. It's not my fault what Curly does, is it?
No. From what I can hear, it's Ken Barlow he's gunning for anyway.
Leo, it's a lot of rubbish. The curtains you get off me are first class, they're perfect. Look, I know what it says in the paper, but just because it's in the paper doesn't necessarily mean it's true, does it? Leo, on my life, I'm suing them. Now, what more can... Leo? Leo Beckett won't be buying any more curtains of us.
Oh, surely, Mr.
And I'll tell you why he won't be buying any more curtains of us, shall I? Listen to this. Quotes. Said one worker, he's always docking our pay for what he calls bad work. Now, you can guess who that worker is, can't you? Her initials are Vera Duckworth, and listen to this. But what does he do with those curtains he reckons are imperfect? He sells them with the rest. End quotes. Now, Leo Beckett read that this morning. He's convinced I'm palming off substandard goods on him.
He's one of our best customers.
He was one of our best customers. Get me my solicitor on the phone.
Your solicitor?
Yes, my solicitor.
According to Betty, Alec had 2,300 quid took off him.
It's a lot of money.
You say that again? Hasn't slashed his wrist then yet? No, he'll claim it off the insurance, won't he?
Well, what was it? A week's taking?
Funny you should say that. No, weekend. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I don't know how to put this. I didn't realise we'd sold that much ale, and I were the one who was selling the pipes.
Large scotch, please, Bet.
Betty will serve you, Mike. I've got something to sort out. Betty, see to Mr. Baldwin for me, will you?
OK, love.
Large scotch, please, darling.
OK.
Oh, Mr. Watts, a business expert. Have a drink, my son.
Pardon?
Betty, give this young man a drink, will you? You've just done me a very great favour.
I have?
Yeah, that report you wrote, you know, that got my girls all riled up.
And now, Mr. Baldwin, that was not my intention.
I know, but without it, Barlow wouldn't have written that story, would he? And now, he's going to be paying me a lot of money.
Right, Alec. I think it's time you told me what you're up to.
Pardon?
You heard me.
Well, yes, I heard you. The only thing is I don't know what you're on about.
This so-called mugging.
So-called? You'd not be calling it so-called if you'd been on the receiving end of it.
All right, the money end of it then. Now look, Alec, it's fishy. And being fishy, it stinks. I need to know what you're up to. If only so that when the bobbies come round here, I don't slip up and drop you in it.
Just what are you insinuating?
You know damn well what I'm insinuating. £2,300? We never did that kind of business over a weekend. It's not Christmas. I didn't come floating down the Irwell on a punnet of strawberries. So I'm asking you again, what are you playing at?
That's lovely, isn't it, eh? That's charming. My own wife accusing me of swindling the insurance company now.
Never mind the Injured Innocent Act.
I am injured. Yes, and I'm hurt and all. It wasn't just the weekend takings from here, you know.
Oh, aye? What was it then, eh? Opened a money box, found some loose change you had in another suit.
Did I or did I not go to the old band club on Sunday night?
So what if you did?
Collecting payment for me artiste, that's so what. 842 quid owing to me, well, to the clients. I got the money off Marjorie Smith.
In cash?
Of course in cash, you know the club game. Look, if you don't believe me, ring Marjorie, she'll tell you.
Right, I will.
You're never going to ring up to check up on your own husband.
You just invited me to do so.
Well, I'm devastated. I bet I'm devastated. If you won't believe me, who will?
A very good question, Sunshine. Old Band Club? Could I speak to Marjorie Smith, please? I see. Thank you very much. Ciao. She went on holiday this morning to Corfu for 3 weeks, as I'm sure you flaming well know.
Oh, yes, you did mention it. It had slipped my mind. That's why I was there on Sunday, isn't it? Get the money off her before she buzzed off.
And just think, the one time you get waylaid on the way to the bank, you just happen to have twice the usual amount of money on you.
Bet, I am not working an insurance fiddle.
Don't drag me into it, all right?
You think I'm lying, don't you? My own wife.
Because I know you. That's why.
No, calm down, Emily. Would you like a cup of tea?
No, I wouldn't. Oh, I don't know how to tell you this.
Oh, come on, Emily. Whatever it is, it can't be that terrible.
Well, it is, Ken. Mike Baldwin's going to sue you for libel.
He's already been here with that threat. Doesn't have a leg to stand on, Emily. Just because he doesn't like the story doesn't mean he can sue. The facts are cast iron.
Well, no, that's the point. You see, you've quoted one of the girls as saying he docks their money for substandard curtains, which he still sells anyway.
I took a full note of that quote. 100% accurate.
Yes, well, he does sell the substandard curtains, the seconds.
Oh, there you are then.
But not in the ordinary way, not with the good quality curtains. We sell them to a market trader and they're very definitely sold as seconds.
Oh, hell, Ken.
Okay, so that was a mistake. But before he can do anything about it, he's got to prove he's been damaged.
Oh, he can do that. We've already had one of our best customers on, cancelling his order, claiming we've palmed off reject curtains on him. Mr. Baldwin's furious. He swears he's going to make you suffer, Ken.
Yeah, well, he said that before.
How serious is he?
He's already talked to his solicitor on the telephone, and they're having a meeting tomorrow morning. What Mike Baldwin has in mind, Ken, and these are his exact words. Every penny you've got.
Feeling ready because we're going to be late. I've been ready for ages. You're not going to court looking like that. Why not? Well, because you look dead rough, that's why not. Yeah, well, these are my very best clothes. Yes, but you want the judge to think you're a nice girl, don't you? Not a tart. Will it be a judge? A judge or a magistrate or whatever it's going to be. You're going to have to put this on. Oh, I look dead soft in that. Put it on. That's better. Now, don't be cheeky to whoever it's going to be. Police and magistrates, they just hate cheeky kids. Don't even look cheeky. I didn't nick that car, you know, Sally. It wasn't me, it was Billy. I only sat in it. Exactly, but you were with him, weren't you, Gina? That's as good as nicking it. I don't see how. You don't think they're going to send me away somewhere, do you, Sal? Oh, well, how do I know? No, of course they won't. Come on, Gina, we're going to be late.
It's the best I can do. Hope I don't meet any horses. I might just frighten them. He's bluffing, love.
Is he?
Of course he's bluffing. Mike Baldwin is not going to risk losing loads of money on a libel case. It could cost him a bomb if he lost.
Yeah, but he thinks he'll win.
You said yourself, libel actions are a lottery. You just can't predict.
Yeah, well, that's the point, isn't it? I mean, I couldn't predict that I'd win.
Oh, why did you have to print that damn stupid quote?
I didn't make it up, you know. It was said to me.
Yeah, but you didn't have to go rushing into print with it, as good as accusing him of being a crook. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, I think I'd better go and see Mr. Jackson.
Does he know anything about libel?
Well, if he doesn't, he can put me on to another solicitor who does.
Hiya.
Hiya.
Mr. Barlow? Have you got a minute? Well, what it is, you see, I was wondering about my copy of the dissertation. Posh word, that, isn't it, dissertation?
For a bomb, yeah, it is.
What do you mean, a bomb?
Doesn't matter.
Well, what about it?
Well, I was wondering if I could have it back. I mean, surely you must have finished with it now. I mean, you've written your article.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Your flipping dissertation started all the trouble.
I didn't mean it to.
No, I'm sorry, Curly, you can't have it back.
Hey?
No, I might need it to show that it wasn't a personal attack when I wrote that story, that it was news.
Yeah, but there was no mention in my dissertation about Baldwin running some kind of racket with substandard curtains.
Yeah, but you found a lot wrong across there, didn't you? A little right, in fact.
Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah, well, I might even need you to back it up in court as a witness.
A witness? Me?
Hey, you got your facts right when you wrote this thing, did you, Curly?
Well, I might have got one or two things wrong, but you weren't serious about me being a witness, were you?
Deadly serious.
And I can't have it back?
Sorry.
All right, see ya.
Some witness he'd make.
Right then, see ya. Right, what's on the agenda? What crisis am I solving today? You know, me and Maggie Thatcher, we've got a lot in common.
Yes, Mr. Baldwin. You could put my mind at ease.
And what's wrong with you? As if I didn't know.
You're surely not going to sue Ken, are you?
I've already put my brief onto it.
But libel actions, the cost of them can be astronomical. You read the papers.
Won't cost me a penny because I'm going to win. Nice try, Emily. I suppose it was Barlow that put you up to trying to talk me out of it,
No, he did not.
Oh, you do surprise me.
I can't see myself being a witness for you, Mr. Baldwin, if it came to that.
Really?
No.
What, your heart wouldn't be in it? You being such a mate of Barlow's?
No, it wouldn't. Not just because he's a friend.
But he said I was a crook, Emily. And you of all people know I'm not a crook, don't you? You know I don't flog seconds as quality curtains. Don't you, Emily?
Yes.
You know I sell them at a very good discount. Don't I?
Yes.
Yes. And you'll say that in court because I'll subpoena you if I have to. That means that you could be dragged there kicking and shouting. Understood, Emily?
Yes. You're enjoying this, aren't you? You're a very cruel, vindictive man.
Me vindictive? What about your mate Barlow? That's what this is all about, because he's having another go at me. Well, this time he's bitten off more than he can chew.
Hey, I've never seen him talk to only twin set like that before.
Oh, me neither.
She's nearly in tears. Do you know what's going on out there?
Of course.
Oh, you'll be involved with right-hand man now.
You said it.
But he can't help it if Baldwin's ten a shine to him. But what is going on?
We can't divulge boardroom secrets to the workforce.
Terry.
He's suing Ken Barlow for declamation.
Declamation, what's that?
He means defamation.
How can you defame somebody like Baldwin?
Yeah.
You still in the counting house?
Doing the VAT, Anna.
I just thought if you were doing the bank, I could take it for you.
Why?
I just thought you might not feel like going to the bank after what happened to you yesterday.
Sure you weren't thinking that if you took it yourself, you know exactly how much cash I was paying in it?
I was thinking no such thing.
Oh, you do surprise me. Your head's not seething with suspicion then. because that's the impression you've been giving me. In fact, I'll tell you this. I think you not only believe I lied about how much money was nicked from me the other day, I think you think I invented the whole thing. I wasn't mugged at all. I made it up. It's all an insurance fiddle.
Don't be ridiculous, Alec.
Oh, so you've changed your mind then, have you? You do believe it's over 2,000 quid I lost?
Look, Alec, even allowing for the fees that you reckon you collected on behalf of your artistes, it's a lot of money. We don't usually do that kind of business over a weekend.
We did last weekend. It was a very good weekend. Now, that's the gospel. It's not an insurance fiddle, and that's my last word on the subject.
Where is everybody? Flying horse haven't got a stripper on, have they?
It's a bit early. Well, I hope it is. I've made a lot of hot pot.
That's it, Betty. They can't face another place you're at for.
This is the only decent meal some of them get.
Betty.
What?
You don't think Alex staged this mugging, do you?
Had occurred to
I
me.
weren't asking you.
Sorry.
Betty.
Well, love, I mean, it does make you wonder, doesn't it? I mean, all that money he said he had on him. I mean, I've never known this pub take that much money, not all the years I've worked here.
It weren't all pub taking.
No, I know.
He wouldn't be that daft. And I mean, why, for God's sake? We're doing very nicely.
Well, love, he's not the easiest of men to fathom now, is he, your Alec? Yes, love.
A pint of better, please, and a plate of your hot pot, please.
I'll go for that.
Hey?
Oh, don't mind me, lovey.
Don't suppose Sally's been in, has she?
No.
Wondered how she's gone on at court with Gina. You could show some interest, mate. She could be slammed up in a clink by now.
I've got my own problems.
Hiya.
Hiya.
What's wrong?
Everything.
Yes, do you know what? He's only suing Ken Barlow for libel.
Libel?
Yeah.
Just because of a few lines in a local rag, I don't believe it.
Oh, no, it's true. After says so, there isn't much after doesn't know about what goes on across there.
Vera, you'd think your Teddy was Baldwin's private secretary instead of factory dog's body.
You know, you're only jealous because your son is trainee management.
Trainee management? Where'd you get that from? He's not what Baldwin's go for. He goes for this and he goes for that.
Yeah, and he could go for promotion.
Look, who says that Baldwin isn't working a fiddle over the curtain seconds? I won't put it past him.
Well, I wonder who it was who told Ken Barlow that Baldwin were on fiddle.
Well, don't look at me.
Look, I'll tell you what. Ken Barlow wouldn't have far to go to get someone who'd say that Baldwin was a shyster.
Well, he's got Curly down for a witness already.
There you go.
Yeah, but Curly's not very keen, though. And I don't blame him. It's like he says. It wasn't him that wrote that stupid statement in the recorder.
Well, Vera'd be very keen to tell well that Baldwin's a crook, wouldn't you? I mean, she's been saying it for years.
Oh, he's not as black as he's painted, Baldwin. Well, let's face it. Everybody knows what a stuck-up hen pusher Ken Barlow is. It's his God's gift.
Do you know, I'm beginning to feel sorry for Ken Barlow.
If I didn't know you'd driven me to the town hall, I'd swear you hadn't moved since this morning. I take it you've seen Mr. Jackson.
Yes.
And?
Well, he's no expert on the laws of libel, he admits that.
Go on.
But he thinks Baldwin's got a pretty watertight case.
I see. What can we do?
Well, I know what I can do. Grovel.
Grovel?
Apologise.
What? Apologise to Mike Baldwin? You?
Admit that I made a mistake and apologise. I've no choice.
Come in.
You spare a minute?
Yeah, I should think so. Take the weight off your feet.
Thanks.
Still raining?
No.
Oh, well, that's something.
Bit extreme, isn't it?
What is?
Oh, going to court over this. Not to mention risky.
Where's the risk to me? I mean, here it is in black and white. Said one worker, he's always docking our pay for what he calls bad work. And what does he do with those curtains that he reckons are imperfect? He sells them with the rest. That's not true, as I'm sure Emily must have told you, and if it's not true, it's a libel.
Well, that's not a very serious libel.
Oh, so you are admitting that there is one, then?
No, I didn't say that.
Not serious? Not serious, damaging my reputation in the trade, because that's what your paper's done by printing that. It inferred that Baldwin's curtains are loading seconds on the market as a genuine article. That makes me a rascal.
Which you're not, of course.
Not in the trade, I am not. I've got a reputation for quality merchandise, and I'm very jealous of it. This, it's like you being called a corrupt journalist.
So you want your pound of flesh?
Every ounce.
An apology wouldn't do any good.
I thought you weren't admitting anything.
An apology, here and now, to you personally, and an apology in the paper.
There's a lot of apologising, Kenneth. Go on, then. Let's hear your apology.
I apologise. Publishing what I've since learned was probably inaccurate information.
Not probably. Definitely.
Was inaccurate information concerning certain trading practices of Baldwin's curtains.
And what will you print in the recorder?
Something on similar lines.
Very similar.
Yes.
All right.
You agree?
Yep.
Right. Well, it'll be in next week's issue.
You do that.
Thank you for your time.
My pleasure.
You don't think he's gone home for a gun, do you?
Right, you lot. When you put your eyeballs back, you can get on with some work. Emily? For your information, Ken Barlow has just apologised to me. What is it the legal ads say? Unreservedly. Do you know what? It was music to my ears. Wish I had it on tape.
Hey, does that ring will be a court case?
Don't look like it. What do you think, Emma?
Possibly not. Oh, I'm looking forward to it.
Cheer up, boss.
You up?
Listen, cheer up. Look, I know what folk are saying, but I don't believe it, not for 1 minute.
What are they saying, Jacko?
That you fake the whole thing, you know, the mugging. I mean, you wouldn't be that stupid, would you? 5 minutes with them shining the light in your eyes. The cops would have you confessing to everything you'd ever done since you pinched the first fag off your dad.
My dad didn't smoke, Jacko. And if I hear anybody saying I faked that mugging, I'll kick them where it brings tears to their eyes. In your case, I'll probably be wasting my energy.
Bag of nerves, Betty.
Oh?
Yeah, that's a sign of guilty conscience.
Oh. Where have you been?
I've been to see Baldwin.
Oh, you were long enough.
Yeah, well, I bumped into Percy Sugden. Had to endure a long diatribe about crazy young drivers.
What happened with Mike?
Well, I got away with an apology.
Really?
Absolutely. The verbal apology I've just given him and a printed apology next week.
Well, what made him change his mind?
Well, it's obvious, isn't it? All that talk about suing and libel, it was just bluster, which is typical of the man. He wanted a way out more than I did.
So, what exactly did you say to him?
Well, I just apologised for getting my facts wrong.
Can't have been easy, apologising to him.
It was like having a tooth pulled with a pair of rusty old pliers. Still, if it got us off the hook, I think I can grin and bear a bruise or two to my pride. And the apology will be exceedingly small, I can assure you. A little paragraph on an inside page.
So, you've come out of it smelling of roses, then?
Only because he didn't have the stomach for a fight, which I suspected all along.
I just hope you've learned your lesson this time, love. I really do.
Lesson?
Don't let your personal feelings cloud your judgment, not where the paper's concerned. It might be very expensive next time. Oh. I made salad for lunch.
Gina, keep your hands off me strawberries.
These strawberries are delicious, Sal. What time's Kev due home?
Well, he should be back any minute now.
Well, make sure you give him the biggest chop.
Don't worry, Gina, I will.
And he can have mine as well if he wants.
You don't have to go overboard about it.
Oh, he's here.
Hiya.
Tea's all... Oh, after you.
Oh, well, the tea's all ready.
I should think so as well. I'm starving.
Oh, right, well, sit yourself down then.
Yeah, you sit yourself down, Kev, there. Your legs must be very exhausted.
Right, I'll go and get the tea then.
Yeah, and I'll help you as well.
Hang on a minute. Have you got something to tell me? Like, how you went on this morning?
Well, not a lot, have we, Gina?
No, not much really.
Oh, come on now, let's hear it.
You tell him.
Well, as you can see, she's not been put away for the rest of her natural life.
She would have got 6 months had I been a judge.
That's very nice.
But, well, she did get fined.
How much?
£100.
How much?
I know, I thought it was very steep.
Yeah, how are you going to pay that back?
Well, they give me time to pay. £2 a week.
Stony bro.
Yeah, but I said that, I'd help her out one week. Well, if she couldn't manage it, like.
Oh, you did you? Was that it? Anything else?
Actually, that was the good news.
What?
She's been put on probation, Kev.
Yeah, but you see, before they could put me on probation, Kev, Arsel promised that I could live here with you, Kev, you see, because I had to have a fixed address, Kev, you see, before they could put me on probation. So they put me on probation, Kev, that's right, isn't it, Sal?
Yeah.
Live here?
Yeah, that's right.
I don't believe it.
Chops for tea, Kev. You can have mine as well if you want.
Yes, sir. Mr. Gilroy? No, I make noise in the back is the boss. Who shall I say? Detective Constable Clark. Do you know, I thought I knew your face. Should I know yours? Mine? No, should you? No. Bet, there's somebody for Alec.
Hello there.
Detective Constable Clark.
It's about the mother, is it?
That's right.
Would you like to come through?
Yeah.
Would you like a drink?
I'll have a tomato juice, neat. It's the only thing I can drink with milk.
Neat tomato juice for the gentleman, Jacko.
Right, love, yeah.
I wonder what he wants.
Can't you guess? I certainly can. It's a session of what they call in the papers on close questioning.
Alec, a gentleman to see.
Oh. Young men of the Wadab.
Detective Constable Clark, my husband, Alec Gilroy.
Oh, how do you do, officer?
Won't keep you long, sir. Just want to confirm a couple of facts about your incident.
Yes, fire away.
Unpleasant experience.
Very unpleasant.
At least you're not a spate.
A spate?
You're the first mugging in the town for a long time.
Really?
I see you didn't give the uniform man much of a description of the assailant.
Well, I didn't see very much of him. I told the constable that.
Oh, was he tall, short, fat, thin, black, white? Did he have a big nose? Was he an Elton John lookalike?
I'm sorry. I wish I could help you.
I wish you could, sir. I just thought you might have remembered something. Now you've had time to get over the shock.
Sorry.
I'll just have to plod on. And like I said, at least you're not a spate. I've got a spate of car thefts, a spate of indecent assaults, a spate of ecclesiastical arson. Oh, and one maniac's taken to standing on the parapet of a motorway bridge and exposing himself. The human condition. It leaves a lot to be desired.
Tomato juice.
Well, that should keep the pain at bay for an hour. Right, I'll be off then, sir.
Sorry, I couldn't help.
It happens. Oh, just one other thing, sir.
Yes?
The amount.
The amount?
What was nicked. Over 2,000 quid. That's a lot for a pub this size, isn't it?
Well, it wasn't all takings.
Of course. You told the uniform man that as well, didn't you?
See him out, Jack.
Yeah, all right.
What are you staring at?
Nothing.
And your eyeballs must be stuck.
He doesn't believe you either, does he?
You know, I reckon you let that Ken Barlow get off very lightly.
And that's your opinion, is it, Tim?
Yeah, very lightly.
There you go, Ken, lad.
Thanks, Jack. There we go. Right, now then.
Thank you.
Cheers, and here's to a much better day than it might have been.
I'll drink to that.
Cheers.
Ken, about that apology. Not the one you gave to me personally, but the one you're going to print in the paper. I hope it's nice and big, you know, gets the same sort of space a story got. Front page, eh?
Just a reminder that Plus is the home of TV hits, and it's also the home of Starsky and Hutch. They're here at 8 tonight. And we also bring you the best episodes of Heartbeat, when Nick Berry was PC Nick Rowan, making sure that Aidensfield was a safe and happy place. That's next on Plus.